After a tough Week 2 loss at the hands of Fullerton here at College of the Canyons, the Cougars looking to bounce back after their first 0-2 start since 2014. They come in facing a Palomar team looking to try and bounce back after a Week 2 loss of their own. It's the Palomar Comets and the College of the Canyons Cougars here on the Cougar Sports Network and SCFA Football. Hi, everybody, and welcome in. Happy to have you along, as always, alongside the Director of Public Relations and Sports Information, Jesse Munoz. I am Matt Robinson. So glad to have you with us here on the Cougar Sports Network. And it's an exciting one here today, Jesse. Let's get you in right away. Cougars 0-2. First 0-2 start since 2014. Only the second 0-2 start since the program came back in 1998. What do they got to do? Try and bounce back, get back in it here.
Yeah, Matt, to your point, definitely unfamiliar territory for the Cougars. And I think more than anything, the focus this week has been, recalibrate, get back down to business, and concentrate on executing and playing mistake-free football. We've seen the first couple of weeks Cougars have shown some flashes on both sides of the ball, but it's been those early miscues that have kind of built that hole for College of the Canyons that, regardless of what you do, what you adjust in the second half, it's been a difficult hole to climb out of.
And part of the problem for COC, Jesse, as we've talked about throughout the week, is kind of finding that offensive identity. Two guys that have really done a good job for COC this year. Malik Brooks, he's been very good as the running back position. You can see his numbers up on the screen in front of you right now. And Lyndon Rivera, the receiver, who had a big week last week against Fullerton. Both those guys are going to be very, very important as the Cougars really try to find some offensive identity here this week in week number 3.
Yeah, definitely. Always a lot of weapons on that offensive side of the ball, but the two names you mentioned have been the two that have kind of set themselves apart through the opening part of the season. You talk about Malik Brooks, a guy that has run the ball well at times, hasn't had a full a full scope of carries, just by virtue of the game situations that College of the Canyons has found themselves in. And again, you go back to Rivera, breakout game last week. Expect more of the same from him moving forward.
Those two very, very important. On the other side of the ball, the Cougars, it's kind of been a tale of two halves. This defense, when it's not really playing at its best, has really kind of struggled. But when they are at their best, which has really been the second half so far this year, they are an absolute monster. You look at some of the numbers in the second half in week 1 against Citrus, they only allowed 3 points, a field goal, gave up 86 yards, fumble recovery. An interception in week number 2 against Fullerton. Only 7 points allowed, and there was an early second half touchdown. Yeah, they gave up 225 yards, but they still had 2 takeaways in that second half. So the defense, especially in the second half, has been an absolute monster for COC.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of flashing out there, a lot of shown the ability to take control and get the ball back when they need to. We've had some good late second half stands. You talk about guys stepping up and making plays. Last week, Joseph Marsh has been involved through the first 2 weeks. College of the Canyons, 4 turnovers last week to help keep the Cougars back in the game. And again, it goes back to playing mistake-free football, both sides of the ball. There's some letdowns early on. There's some prolonged drives where maybe you feel like you could have got off the field. But I think today the focus has got to be putting it all together, a full 60 minutes out there.
There's going to be a couple of guys there without today. Jacob Montez, Timothy Jackson, both not active today for COC on the defense. That's tough. Montez had 6 tackles through the first 2 weeks. Jackson had 7 tackles and a forced fumble. So you'll see how they mix in, try and figure out those guys. On the other side for Palomar, they're in kind of a transition here in week 3. In week 1, it looked like Jaden White was going to be their quarterback. He went 11 of 26 for 100 yards. Didn't have a touchdown in week 1. In week 2, he played what we can tell 4 snaps. Clay Alejandro came in, took over, did a nice job, 18 of 34, 221 yards. They still lost the game to El Camino. So kind of transitioning. Alejandro expected to be the quarterback again today. It's kind of a question mark for Palomar.
Yeah, a question mark, and it makes it difficult for the Cougar defense in preparing because you don't get a clean look of who you're going to see, what you're going to expect, what tendencies might come out of that. So again, I think the focus just has to be, don't worry about the other side of the ball. Whoever they march out is who you're going to see. But really just focus on yourself, your team, your job for that specific snap, and let the rest take care of itself. You mentioned Alejandro, a little bit of a family tie here in the game, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the broadcast.
Last time these two teams met, back on September 24th of last year, Palomar took a 31-24 win over Canyons. Both teams were ranked in the top 20 pregame. This is a little different this year. The Cougars outside the top 25 rankings. Palomar just inside of them, so we'll see who gets the win here today. We'll step aside for now. First half action, opening kickoff, when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. state and national titles. College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, big two. Hand down. One hand. Up. No. Flip. I could eat. Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
I can't get enough of watching Jersey Mike's freshly grilled hot subs right in front of me. In fact, I like watching nice and close. Oh, yeah.
The eyes just moved.
It's just the steam from the grill. You're seeing things.
Look at that sizzle.
Did you hear that?
Relax, it's just the grill.
Yeah, it's just the grill.
Woo! Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
College of the Canyons football on the Cougar Sports Network is presented by Jersey Mike's. Try one of our authentic, fresh sliced and fresh grilled subs, always made to order. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. UCLA Health, delivering leading-edge patient care, research, and education. Chick-fil-A, we may be in the restaurant business, but really, we're about serving people. It's the little things. If you have a business and want to support COC Athletics, please contact the athletic department at 661-362-3491. Go Cougs! Welcome back into Cougar Stadium. Matt Robinson, Jesse Munoz here as we are ready to go. The Palomar, won the toss, deferred to the second half, so the Cougars will get the ball here in the first half as we are nearly ready to go. College of the Canyons all blue today, Jesse. Going with the full blues, trying to change things up here in week number 3. Palomar in their white tops, red numbers, black pants with those silver helmets for the Comets, and Joe Early, the head coach for Palomar. For College of the Canyons, Ted Iacenda in his 11th year, the head coach of College of the Canyons. As it'll be Damari Smith standing back along with Don Ray Hall for College of the Canyons at about the 5-yard line to receive. As the kick is away from Kidnamariam, taken at the goal line by Damari Smith. He'll bring it out from there across the 15 up the right side. Spun around, one man off, one tackle, got out at about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Cougars will take over 1st and 10. So a good little return to start for Damari Smith.
Yeah, that's always what you like to see. You never want to be backed up on your own side of the field, and the Cougars will certainly take that and come out in the field raring to go, and we're going to see who's going to be under center here, Matt.
That's always been the question so far through the first 2 weeks is who we going to see. Are we going to see Emery Floyd? Are we going to see Bryce Dixon? We're not quite sure who it's going to be. Today it's going to be Emery Floyd leading things out, and like we kind of expected after his performance last week. Floyd 10 for 28, 157 yards and a touchdown so far this year, 94.6 on the efficiency. Last week 9 of 23 for 122 yards and a touchdown. So he'll get the start in the backfield in the shotgun with Brooks to his right. As a man in motion, they'll run a sweep on the quarterback keeper to the right, and Brooks able to come across the 26 to the 27, maybe the 28-yard line.
And we talked about it a little bit last week, but that's a dangerous tandem back there when you talk about Emery Floyd and Malik Brooks, both with the ability to run hard, bounce it outside, go up the middle if need be, and I think Palomar is going to get a healthy dose of those two gentlemen here tonight.
Cougars are going to go in 20 personnel right now. They're going to have Donovan Dunn and Malik Brooks in the backfield behind Emery Floyd. Floyd going to walk up to the line of scrimmage. Now he backs off. No tight ends out there for the Cougars. 3 wide receivers as well. Palomar showing blitz, and they'll swat down the pass. Getting into the backfield that time was big number 95, Henry Davis III.
Yeah, not much what you can do when those passing lanes get clogged up like that. And so College of the Canyons already facing an important 3rd down here. You certainly don't want to get off the field this early. Still in the first minute of play here, Matt.
Yeah, just 45 seconds gone. The Cougars will switch up their personnel and bring in a tight end and Noah Staples this time, as he'll kind of work in the slot receiver position, not really in a traditional tight end spot. On the bottom side of your screen, just near the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers out to each side, so 5 wide for the Cougars here as Floyd, the lone man in the backfield, takes the direct snap, looking to his right. Now he'll have to scramble. Still looking downfield, tries to dodge a man, got back to the 30-yard line, and that's it. So the Cougars gained 5 yards total so far through 3 plays, and it looks like they'll have to kick it away here on their first drive.
Yeah, Emery Floyd just trying to make something out of nothing there. Routes weren't open downfield. Just didn't have enough right there. And so, again, we're going to have to see how this Cougar defense responds. Last week it was the early turnover to kind of get College of the Canyons offense back going again. Certainly would take more of that this time around.
Tony Johnson back to kick for College of the Canyons, the All-SoCal Region 4 punter in 2022 while he was at Moore Park, now in a Cougar uniform. Takes the snap, and it's a high wobbly punt. Back near the 30-yard line, it's picked up by Raymond Roller, and he's knocked down immediately by College of the Canyons. Actually scratched that. It was Jose Alaya on the return, and not very good a return. Just got to the 36-yard lines, and that will Palomar will take over.
Yeah, big Carlos Meza right there to meet him out of Santa Clarita Golden Valley High School. This is a young man that's made his mark on the defensive side already a couple times this year, getting involved on the special teams early on.
So we'll see Clay Omohundro likely to be the starting quarterback for Palomar. As we said, a little bit of a family affair, as the Cougars on the defensive side, Kane Omohundro out of Bishop Union High School as well. It should be out there. We'll see if the brothers at all hook up today.
Oh, I'm definitely looking at that. If I had my yellow pen, I'm circling number 24 down on the bottom of the screen because I know he wants a piece of his.
As the first snap gets by Omohundro, he wasn't ready for it. He picks it up and falls on it at the Palomar 15-yard line. So a miscue on their first play of the ball game from Palomar. Omohundro had sent a man in motion, and the center just snapped it to him. He wasn't ready.
Yeah, and the College of the Canyons will jump all over that, Matt. A big loss there on first down. And now you've got them backed up, having to kind of force the issue. Again, started to talk about number 24, Kane Omohundro. And let's see if he doesn't get a blitz in there on his brother at some point here this afternoon.
Clay this season, 18 of 34, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions with an efficiency of 115.2. As he'll send one man in motion out of the backfield, takes the direct snap right at his belt, looking right the whole way. He's wrapped up in the backfield and brought down. Mario Kiaichi able to get to him. And a sack and backs Palomar up inside their own 10-yard line all the way back down to the 5.
And again, just a nice job keeping that pressure on the comments. And now look at him, 3rd and long and a way long yard mark to go. And this is exactly what you want for College of the Canyons. Get that ball back in your offense's hands and go to work.
So call it 3rd and forever here for Palomar. They need to get 32 yards. They need to get all the way out to their own 46, 47-yard line. Is Omohundro with his toes on the goal line, stands back with 2 backs behind him, takes the direct snap, gives right up the gut, a run for, looked like it was DeMarcus Carr. He gets a nice chunk back out across the 15, but that'll do it for Palomar, and they will kick this one away.
Yeah, nice play call for the situation just to get a little bit of breathing room. Any other type of down and distance, that's a big play for you. But again, you know, now forced to execute here on the special teams with the Cougars raring to go on the sidelines once again.
Emmanuel Kindemariam, the kicker and the punter for Palomar. 15 punts, 662 yards on the year. Is this one a wobbly punt? Fair catch called for by Travis Royal right at the Cougar 46-yard line. And that's where CLC take over for their second drive of the ball game here with 11:23 to go in the first quarter. We're in the first quarter. There's no score between College of the Canyons and Palomar. It's an early start for us.
Early start, but we're just getting going here, and I anticipate a lot of action. Just as it was last week, Matt, through the first 2 weeks of the season, we've had good back-and-forth contests. Fortunately, College of the Canyons have been on the wrong end of both of those, hoping to right the ship here tonight.
So Emery Floyd back out there at quarterback with Malik Brooks in the backfield next to him as the Cougars will get lined up. Looks like they'll go with a three wide receiver set and a couple of tight ends out there, so 12 personnel for College of the Canyons. A different look than what we've seen pretty much all season long. As they'll fake the handoff to Brooks as the snap was dropped by Floyd, and it's a fumble. It's on the ground. It's Palomar football.
And exactly what we talked about, Matt, we're going to see here on the replay and see exactly what happens. But this is one of those early offensive miscues that the Cougars have been forced to battle through across the first 2 weeks of action. And definitely not what you want to see coughing it up here on first down.
And it was just a bad snap, really, at Floyd. And he kind of had to catch it out with one hand and then trying to make a play, dropped it. And so now the Cougar defense, after getting a nice little three and out stop, has to go back to work on the defensive side.
And at the one hand, you think they're feeling confident out there. Okay, well, let's line up and do it again. But the second, that's a lot to ask for your defense here.
Marion Ireland loaned back for Palomar here as Omohundro in the backfield as the man was in motion. He'll hand to Ireland right up the gut, runs into a big pile of bodies. Maybe got a half a yard. It'll bring second down, and we'll call it 9.5.
Yeah, I saw Joseph Marsh down there. I saw Jackson Volk down there. A lot of dudes getting up, doing their best to clog that hole, and that might be what it takes here, especially at this point of the field. Palomar's going to line up and try and do it again. You got to have those bodies ready to clog and go.
Jackson Volk, a guy we didn't call his name a lot last week, but had a huge impact on the defense last season. Maybe trying to pick it back up here as we go on second down and 9.5. A couple of bodies in motion for Palomar as they send a tight end and a receiver in motion. Low snap to Omohundro, rolling to his right, throws on the run. Pass is caught by Scholes. He's brought down at the 35-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark him, just shy of the first down. It looked like it was Kano Mahundra that got the tackle.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Number 24 out of Bishop, California. There, like I said, you just watch him pre-snap. He's turning his feet.
Hunting.
He's ready to go. I know he's got his eyes locked on that opposing quarterback.
So 3.5 of a yard for Palomar here from the 35-yard line. Snap. They have a new quarterback in there, but a false start on Palomar. They kind of went in the wildcat. They had Micah Johnson in the backfield, just couldn't do anything with it as they got in motion.
Yeah, I think a little bit of confusion there. They tried to rush the issue a little bit and maybe just not all on the same page. And that's unfortunate if you're the comments. You know, you get a couple.
And it's actually a delay of game. They took too long to get on the field. Oh, there you go. Defense. They didn't allow the defense to substitute. They just went to play.
Yeah, I thought there was a little bit of a pickup there where they weren't all set, ready, and then all of a sudden it's let's go. And so here they are again,
Hear the official on a hot mic.
getting that straightened out. But again, I started to say, unfortunate for the comments, you know, game of inches, and you are right there, seemingly able to extend the drive and have to back up. You never want to see that.
So 3rd and a short 6, call it 5.5, as Omohundro back in there as the quarterback. We'll send Donnell in motion on the far side, looking right the whole way, wanted to throw. He's hit in the backfield, spun off a tackle, and then just decided to give up and slide as he saw a bunch of big bodies running at him and just said, nope, I'm going to live to fight another day.
Yeah, I think it was Alamehu was right there closing in. But you're right, just kind of gets up the line, gets past that first level, and then a couple, 2-3 dudes coming at him.
Victory Vaca was coming after him, had a big old right arm reaching out to try and swat the ball. So that's going to force Kindemariam to punt. He's going to stand right at about his own 48-yard line here. Travis Royal standing at the 10 for College of the Canyons. Palomar in a spread here on the punt game. As the snap to Kindemariam, he's going to try and run it. He got tripped up, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. Palomar trying a little trickery here from midfield, and they kind of just ran into their own guy and fell over.
Yeah, 2 times now on this drive. Palomar kind of just trying to come up with something new, catch the Cougars off guard, and it's burned them twice now. And so College of the Canyons, again, needs to come out here and play mistake-free football. Keep their offense on the field. You've asked the defense to do it twice, and they've responded. To ask them a 3rd time in the opening minutes here might be a bit too much.
So we'll see the Cougar offense for the 3rd time. David Banks and Seth Osaransky are the offensive coordinators for College of the Canyons. We'll see what they have dialed up here is Floyd with Brooks in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the far side for College of the Canyons. This time they'll give to Brooks successfully. He cuts it back to the left, has plenty of room across the 40 to the 35, inside the 30, and he's finally drug out of bounds by Monty Hunt. But a huge run for Malik Brooks, and there is a flag near the 40-yard line, likely going to come back in the area of a hold here.
I was about to say a huge run and a huge hole. And Brooks had enough time. He was straight up and down for a moment before he kind of went into that extra gear. But like you said, Matt, coming back, and that's probably why the hold was so big. We'll see if we can catch it on the replay.
Waiting on the official here to give us the official call. It is a hold on COC. And it's Lyndon Rivera who's just, give him credit out there trying to block, just a little bit too aggressive on the block. So it'll be 1st down and 3.5 yards as the ball spotted right about the 50-yard line on the left hash here. It's halfway between the 50 and the 49 of the Cougars. So a short 1st down here for COC.
And back to your point, Matt, that can be hard for an asking receiver to block downfield. Every coach asks their staff to do that, but you got bodies that are twisting, turning, taking angles, and sometimes those hands come outside the cylinder. You get called like that.
Floyd takes the snap, hands to Brooks. He slips one tackle, bounces around another guy. He's got room to run, still on his feet across the 30 or the 40-yard line, and finally drug out of bounds. That's just a good run from Malik Brooks once again.
Yeah, back-to-back, Malik Brooks showing a nice bit of poise and patience, waiting for that hole to hit, and you see him. It looks like he's almost straight up and down, kind of just surveying things.
By the Cougars too.
Puts that juke on, and then he's up the field, breaking tackles. It takes 3 guys.
Lost the football for a second.
I was going to say, got a little wobbly there, but took 3 guys to finally bring him out.
Donovan Dunn going to come in to take over for him here. As the Cougars going to go 3 wide on 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of Palomar. As Floyd looks back to the sidelines. 8:20 to go here in the 1st quarter. No score. College of the Canyons and Palomar on week number 3 of the SCFA here on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCal College Sports. Floyd will take the direct snap, chest high, looking right. Now he's going to step up and run with it. Plenty of room to move across the 30, inside the 25 to the 20. Still on his feet, fighting towards the end zone. Drags a man down right to the 1 yard line, into the end zone for a Cougar touchdown.
And a tremendous run by Emory Floyd, just trying to get up the middle and see what happens, and he took it to the house. That big, strong, powerful body dragging people in.
Cougars are going to get a flag for excessive celebration.
Well, you know what, Matt? When you've lost the last 2 games and your offense has struggled a little bit, to get a spark like that is going to bring some excitement.
Ted, Coach Isenda's mad because one of the things that Coach stresses, and we've heard him the last couple of weeks, all 11 guys need to get down to the end zone and celebrate a touchdown. And that's really what the Cougars were doing. Yeah, Floyd a little bit of excessive with the hands, kind of dancing around a little bit. And I think that's what Ted Isenda's problem is. It's like, I'm trying to get all my 11 guys down there.
And again, we started to say there's excitement, there's emotion in this game. These guys score, they want to go down there and celebrate with their buddies. And I think unless it's taunting, unless it's standing over somebody, that's where the issue is. Didn't see it there.
So extra point will come for Asa Johnson here. Try for the point after as the Cougars with a 6-0 lead on an Emory Floyd touchdown on a nice little run. Floyd 40 yards out, able to drag bodies to the end zone.
And Floyd, again, we talked about it a little bit, just a powerful runner, big frame, able to, when he gets going, head first.
Extra point is up, and it is through for Asa Johnson. It's the 4th touchdown of the year for Emory Floyd. And you talk about big body, able to move, does a nice job, and you see it right there, just dragging guys down to the end zone.
I was gonna say, even when you do find him, out in space, one of those guys that can dip, dive, get his body sideways, find those extra yards. It makes it a real chore for the defense.
So the Cougars with a 7-0 lead. As it'll be Tony Johnson coming out to kick things off for COC here as they have a 7-0 lead. Remember, the penalty going to be enforced on the kickoff, so it's going to be a long field for College of the Canyons here. So Palomar likely to get some decent field position off this kickoff after the excessive celebration, unsportsmanlike conduct, whatever you want to call it, penalty, which, I mean, you and I cannot agree with it all we want, but it doesn't matter. It's been called, so that's the way it is. I mean, about all we can say, right?
And I will say that's one of the things that I don't think the Cougar coaching staff is going to come down too hard on the guys for that one.
No. I think Ted might still be marching around hollering about it, to be quite honest, as we're going to kick it from the 20-yard line. So that's going to move the Palomar receivers up to the 20-yard line on their end. As I believe it's Galzote back there along with
15 and 2 in the back. Timeout.
Donnell Scholes, and it's actually Damon Roller back there, and then there's a timeout on the field. So
Coach Ison is still talking to the officials.
Trying to take a timeout before a delay a game. I didn't see who got the timeout called. Was it Palomar took a timeout? There you go. I thought it might have been College of the Canyons just taking a little bit too long here, but it's Palomar. And yeah, you're right. You can see him in the bottom of your screen just above the scoreboard at the 30-yard line. Coach still out there talking to the sideline official, trying to ask why.
Yeah, I think just trying to get an explanation. You see the shoulders shrugged. I mean, are we not allowed to celebrate after a triumphal play? Again, I think just wanting a clear explanation. If that is the case, what do I need to tell my guys? What's the limit here? Because I know that the Cougars looking for more as we progress here.
So it'll be Roller back there to receive along with Sky Donnell, as Johnson will kick from the 20-yard line for College of the Canyons. We'll see if the Cougars dial up something. It's a decent kick, taken right at the 16-yard line by Roller. He tries to cut back to the near sideline. He's wrapped up and brought down. Nice tackle on special teams that time for College of the Canyons, as number 46, Del Monte Barnes, able to get there and bring him down by himself.
Yeah, a lot of excitement there on that sideline. That's the thing about this Cougar team. They love to see their teammates thrive, go out there and make plays, offense, defense, special teams, and you see a lot of excitement there for Del Monte Barnes.
So Palomar will get the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line, trailing by 7 with 7:50 to go here in the first quarter after the Cougar touchdown from Emery Floyd just a few moments ago. As Omohundro will trot back out with Ireland in the backfield with him. 2 receivers out to the far side for the Comets. And they've got a couple of tight ends in there as well. Actually, 3 receivers out to the far side. They'll put one in motion. They'll stop Langenbach back behind the line of scrimmage. Omohundro throwing over the middle, right to Langenbach. And it's going to be a catch given to him. I thought he didn't quite have the football, but maybe he was able to keep it up off the top of a defender and keep it in play.
Yeah, couldn't see it from that angle. I think they're reversing the call now because you see Coach Iacinda's tone change real quick on that. But, yeah, you know, as he kind of rolled over, I think that ball either came loose or at least wobbled enough to call it an incomplete.
The back judge called it a catch. The 2 side judges on the near side both said no.
And I think that's where Coach Corbett and Coach Iacinda were. They had the same view and were like, hey, let's get this right here.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. It was a good throw. It was a nice play design with Whitehead actually coming out of the backfield. But a misconnection from Omohundro, and so far Palomar's offense has had trouble finding their rhythm here against this big Cougar defense, who, as we talked about, can be a beast when they want to play at their best. As they'll put 2 in motion here again for Palomar. They switch the line of scrimmage. Omohundro will roll to his left, throwing on the run. Pass is caught, and it's going to be just a couple of yard gain, maybe a 3-yard gain into the arms of Whitehead, as the Cougars able to come up and make another nice tackle.
Yeah, and I think it was number 34, Ajane Smith, another Golden Valley product, right there to meet him and contain that. So Palomar, again here, another 3rd down. College of the Canyons defense looking to finish their job and come trotting off again.
Give them a 5-yard gain. Call it 3rd and 5 from the 35. Palomar needs to get to the 40 for a 1st down and keep the drive alive. So far they've been 3 and out and 4 and out. As they'll look back to the sideline and change the play up a little bit. Omohundro will have his back switch sides. He'll take the direct snap, belt high, looking over the middle. Now he's going to have to scramble, gets away from one man, and again slides down, and he's only going to get a yard on the gain. As they say, the slide started at the 36, so he'll be 4 short of a 1st down.
I feel like he popped up and kind of looked around, wasn't sure that it was 3rd down there because he was close enough to at least make an attempt to fall forward, and he popped up and was kind of like, oh. So missed opportunity perhaps for the Comets. But College of the Canyons defense once again has held true here in the first quarter.
Well, we talked about this pregame. It's kind of been a tale of 2 halves. This time the Cougars seem like they're more ready to play defensively in this first half, and you've seen it so far. 3 and out, turnover on downs, another 3 and out, and another delay of game on Palomar here as they're running a man on the field late. And just seems like kind of all out of sorts so far here early on for Palomar on the offensive side.
Yeah, and the man they were trying to run on had the absolute farthest distance to go. So that's a tough one. But back to your point, Matt, about College of the Canyons, I think just, it's got to be a sense of urgency. This is week 3. This is here at Cougar Stadium. We need this victory. Let's go out and get it now.
Well, and remember, next week conference play actually starts. Remember, the SCFA, the Southern section, all the leagues got bigger this year in the Northern League. As a very good kick from Kidna Merriam, taken back at the 20-yard line and brought down at the 20-yard line is Travis Royal, and the Cougars will have the football starting there.
His leg's broken.
And one of the Cougars is down on the field. We're going to take a timeout here as it's pretty serious looking injury. So we'll step aside for a few moments. 5:53 to go, as we'll hope one of the Cougars all right. So welcome back in here to Cougar Stadium. Give you an update as Daniel Hernandez was the man that was down. Good medical personnel out on the field to help him out. Sarah Ursum out there right away. Coach Iacenda out there to take a look at him. I believe Dr. Carzell might have actually been in the building as well. Actually, I think it's actually Dr. Andrew Bletcher, I think, that's actually out there, not Dr. Carzell. Dr. Carzell, of course, retired from Southern California Orthopedic. Dr. Bletcher, kind of one of the guys that's taken over. So plenty of good hands for Daniel Hernandez. We hope he's all right as we have to get back to football now. So the Cougars take over 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. Is Floyd going to throw here? Looks to his right. Pass is complete. Caught by Damon Barkis for a gain of, we'll call it 2 yards, maybe 3 out to the 24. So it'll be 2nd down and 8.
You know, and for College of the Canyons, again, you see one of your comrades go down. Important to stay focused here. A lot of emotion out there, but you know, to continue to do what they've done through the first 6-7 minutes of this half, buckle down, take care of business. We certainly, again, wish the best for Daniel Hernandez.
Of course, always in our thoughts now as we continue on in this one. Is Floyd going to throw here on 2nd and 7? Pass is caught. A flag in the backfield, so this one likely coming back. It was Lyndon Rivera that caught the pass. Had enough for the first down out across the 35, but I don't think this play going to stand.
No, and we'll see where it was. But again, Rivera, one of those breakout guys we talked about last week, trying to get him involved.
No penalty on the play, so we do move the chains here. So the Cougars, a nice little throw from Emery Floyd that time to connect with Lyndon Rivera. And enough for a first down. The Cougars up across their own 30 to their 36-yard line as they pick the flag up, and we go back to work here on 1st and 10. 4:55 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 College of the Canyons after a 40-yard Emery Floyd touchdown run on their last drive, as they'll send out 2 backs again this time, so 20 personnel for the Cougars. They'll hand Brooks, able to pick up a yard, and there's a flag on the far side of the field. So I'm not sure if this is going to be in the line of a hold for College of the Canyons here, as it's right at the line of scrimmage, really. So lots of laundry on the field here early on. It's actually offsides on the defense, so it's a free play for College of the Canyons. They'll move it up 5 yards. We'll go 1st and 5. Call it from the 41-yard line. Cougars need to get to the 45, actually the 46. And so a short yardage situation here on a first down, or yeah, it's 1st and 5, right? Scoreboard's telling us 2nd and 7, but it is indeed 1st and 5. As Floyd with 2 in the backfield will take a 3-step drop off the direct snap. Looking, needs to get rid of the football, does. Just kind of threw it up in the air and threw it out of play. That took a long time for him to throw that one out of play.
I was going to say, you know, shout out to the O-line, gave him a lot of protection. He was back there kind of just surveying things. But I think the coaching staff will tell you, held on just a tad too long and then had to force the issue a little bit.
Some point, got to start moving, got to move the pocket, shift things a little bit, and maybe get rid of the football. Got it out, didn't throw an interception. That's what matters really, is we're going to go on the 41-yard line, 2nd and 5 here. So we'll stay with 2 backs in the backfield along with Floyd. Brooks is the one to his right. He'll hand to Brooks. Tries to dive through the middle, lowered his head, picked up just a yard as he got to the 42-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd and 4 here for the Cougars.
And now the Comets kind of buckling down themselves here on the defensive front, really forcing College of the Canyons to work for those hard-fought yards. And we're going to see another 3rd down here coming up for Emery Floyd. See how he responds.
Cougars send out Donovan Dunn. 3 receivers out to the far side for College of the Canyons. Palomar showing a blitz here early as Jaden Latua was kind of coming through the middle. And the Cougars will change the play, shift sides for Dunn. Need to get the play off here in about 5. They do. Floyd will throw. Pass caught. Enough for a first down as shimmy and shanking is Cameron Bowen, and he's able to slip a man for an extra 2 yards. Up across the 46 to the 47. We'll call it 47 and a half, and the Cougars move the chains once again.
Yeah, moving the chains, and again, another Golden Valley product. We've called a lot of them here tonight, and love to see that here for the College of the Canyons, local talent out on the field. And so here we go, move the chains, keep things rolling. College of the Canyons has been in control throughout this first quarter. and you don't want to relinquish that.
Spotted halfway between the 46 and the 47. Will officially mark it at the 47-yard line as the Cougars will keep here with Emery Floyd on an option run. He gets across midfield, still on his feet, and it's a glide really from Emery Floyd. He does not look like he is moving fast, Jesse. Just glides and moves around.
Again, not that sprinter speed, but just enough to remain productive, like you said, being able to change direction, slip and slide past guys, and he just kind of surveys the field as he's going along. Love his style out there.
Nice little gain as he picks up about half the chains. Mark the ball at the 48-yard line of Palomar. Second down, and we'll call it a long 5, maybe 6 for COC here. As they'll change the play once again, looking back to the sidelines as David Banks down there signaling for College of the Canyons. Floyd steps up to the line of scrimmage. He'll back off. The Cougars aren't going to get the play off as Ted Iacenda going to call a timeout. Just took too long to make the change. Use their first timeout here of the first half as they still lead 7-0. So again, back to the Emery Floyd. He's had a lot of opportunities this year on the ground. Coming into today, 20 rushing attempts, just 29 yards. So not picking up big yards. Obviously, that number goes way up after the 40-yard touchdown run. But we're seeing that ability to tuck it and run, which is something maybe the Cougars have found is going to use to their advantage, along with him and Malik Brooks in the backfield, kind of just a two-headed monster, really.
Yeah, I think that might be, the game plan, especially here tonight. We saw the success early, the 40-yard run. I think of the coaching staff in a perfect world, you want to see a little bit more production from the passing game. College of the Canyons the last couple of years, kind of known for that. So, again, sometimes it just takes a little bit for both of those sides to come together. And if the run game and the quarterback keep and the design keeps and the working off of Brooks, if that's what's producing for you, then you stick with that and let the rest kind of come together for as long as it takes.
Second and about half the chains here. We'll call it 2nd and 5. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line. Floyd will send one in motion, and Joshua Clark. He'll give to Dunn, gets the edge across the 40, pushed out of bounds as Latua running over to knock him out. And it's another first down for COC, and you like to see that from Donovan Dunn, the freshman out of Hart High School.
Yeah, a nice little change of pace there. We've talked about Brooks, but it goes, a lot of athletes on this side for College of the Canyons. So Dunn, nice job bouncing it outside, moving the chains.
Looks like there's a flag on the field maybe.
And Coach Iacenda's pointing, asking.
The official's talking about it here. So if it is indeed another flag, he spent a lot of laundry on the field here in the first quarter.
There has been. I will say that the officials have done a good job coming together and talking about making sure that they're getting the calls correct. And we'll see how.
The back judge jumping in now as well. So White Hat making sure he's talking to all his guys here. I'm not sure what the flag was. We'll see if we can pick it up here on the replay.
The only thing I can say is maybe some extracurricular there with 71.
It was Hudson Chasko kind of tied up with somebody from Palomar. I think it was Dylan Childress and Hudson Chasko that got tied up together. So this likely going to be a spot foul and a hold on. Oh, there you go. It's actually a penalty on Palomar. So Dylan Childress going to be called for what's called a head slap. It's a personal foul. It's a 15-yard penalty. And the Cougars are just going to march it ahead, and they're going to get down inside the red zone here with 2:05 to go in the first quarter. Now threatening. Ball going to be spotted all the way down at the 18-yard line.
And every little bit helps. College of the Canyons will certainly take that, especially on this side of the field. And we are in the red zone here, ladies and gentlemen, where Emery Floyd has shown a knack for getting into the end zone.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 18. Cougars will go with 4 wide receivers. Dunn will be the lone back in the backfield with Floyd. He'll take the direct snap, a 3-step drop, looking right the whole way. Will throw towards the end zone. It's going to be almost intercepted, nearly intercepted, but dropped by the defensive back that time as he was trying for Don Ray Hall, and Jaden Bowen was the actual man that had the best look at it.
I tell you, that's a tough throw with 2 guys on him. He does find him, just kind of overthrows him a bit. But I think that's the only option he had. He comes underneath. The other guy's going to step right in front of that ball.
So call it 2nd and 10. Ball stays at the 18-yard line. 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. Cougars leading 7-0 on an Emory Floyd 40-yard touchdown run on their last drive, trying to march down the field and put another 7 on the board as Floyd will throw. He's going to scramble out to his left, throws it low. It's a one-hopper that was never going to get its way to Cameron Bowen, who is the intended target, and he'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, had a big body in front of him and was just trying to kind of rifle it in there. So again, now here, buckle down time. 3rd down in the red zone. You need to come away with points here. Of course, would love a touchdown, but I think, again, the most important thing, you can't make a mistake at this point of the field.
It's interesting. We haven't seen Malik Brooks since his last run. He took kind of a head pop as he ducked down to try and lower his body. I wonder if that's got something to do with it, as they've stayed with Donovan Dunn here. As they'll go 3 wide to the right side this time. Dunn, the lone back in the backfield. Blitz coming from Palomar. False start called on College of the Canyons, so we'll back things up a little bit outside the red zone. Ball will march back, and we'll do it again on 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's going to be 71. Hudson Chaseco just kind of flinched a little bit there on the end. You saw him raise his hand and acknowledge, I'll take the credit on that. That's my bad. So you move back a little bit, trading penalties here on this side of the field.
Spotted at the 23-yard line, so call it 3rd and 15 for College of the Canyons. Again, they stay in that same setup with 3 wide to the far side. The man on the outside of the far side is Travis Royal. Lone receiver on the near side is Lyndon Rivera for College of the Canyons. As Floyd marches up to the line of scrimmage, Dunn on his right now. Palomar this time not showing that they're going to bring some extra numbers. Floyd takes the direct snap, looking to his right the whole way, throws over the middle, over the head of the intended target, and Travis Royal had him behind the defenders, just couldn't hit him.
Oh, he had him 100%, just a little bit too hard there. And again, showing a little bit of the arm strength on a couple throws here, just overthrown a couple guys. The opportunity was there. Again, that's one of those ones College of the Canyons will tell you we got to have that.
This is just out of the reach of his fingertips. So Asa Johnson will come in. His only field goal attempt of the year was last week, and it was blocked against Fullerton from right about the same distance. It's going to be a 40-yarder. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it is through. So the Cougars put points on the board, make it 10-0 with 1:29 to go here in the first quarter on a 40-yard field goal from Asa Johnson. So you like the drive. You'd like to have 6, but you take the 3 and you take the 10-0 lead here late in this first quarter. So the Cougars get 3, Jesse. That's it. Had a chance inside the red zone, but a late penalty in the drive and a couple of overthrows. Lucky they didn't get picked off in the end zone, but you take the 3 points, you take the 10-0 lead with $1:29 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're happy with the 3 points. You're not thrilled with the, I wouldn't even call them a miscue, but a non-execution. But, you take the points, you continue to extend this lead. And I think if good things will continue to come if the Cougars continue to play mistake-free football.
Donald Galzotti back to receive for Palomar here. It's going to be Galzotti. He'll take it at about his 7-yard line, brings it out from there, right up the middle, runs into his own guys, brought down at the 30-yard line. And Palomar will take over there. We'll see where the official spot is, as Palomar trying to get themselves on the board for the first time today, trailing 10-0.
Yeah, it started to say, we'll see how the comments respond here. I think a little bit of confusion in their last series, some penalty issues. Still a team we have not seen get into any kind of rhythm. And credit to the Cougar defense for preventing that. But this is a tough program that was highly regarded coming into this. Beat the Cougars last year. You know that they've got something better up their sleeve than what we've seen here this first quarter.
As Omohundro stays in at quarterback, Ireland the lone back in the backfield. They'll send a man in motion from the far side of the field, and Tate Reed. Omohundro will take the snap, hands to Ireland, wrapped up in the backfield. As meeting him there was Kiai. She was in the backfield before Ireland even had the football.
Yeah, that's a nice job just getting in there, getting down the line, wrapping up and making that tackle. Another one of those big boys up front. Again, I think, it might have been something Coach Corbett said in the meetings. It might just be the mentality of this unit. But this defense has come ready to play here today, Matt.
Yeah, it looks a lot more sound here early on than maybe we saw last week, as we'll go on 2nd down and 10 as they spotted it back to the 30-yard line. Omohundro to throw, rolling left the whole way. Pass is short, intended for Apana, and he just couldn't come up with it. And so you can kind of see the out of rhythm a little bit here from Omohundro, just trying to find his way. And this is a kid, he's an athlete. He was a 3-sport athlete in high school, played baseball, football, and basketball, played 3 varsity seasons, threw for 1,500 yards. So it's not like he doesn't have the skills there, just has not been able to find his rhythm.
And who knows? Maybe he's pressing a little bit. You're playing against your brother. I'm sure you've got a lot of family members watching this game. You want to come out and perform well. Sometimes that excitement and that emotion can be unsettling for a young player, and it just takes a little bit of time to refocus.
As we'll go here on 3rd and 10, Omohundro to throw, and he's brought down in the backfield. Sack, a bunch of bodies there for College of the Canyons. First man in on him, though, was Jackson Volk. Like we said, we haven't called his name a lot so far early in the year, but makes his mark right here with a big sack.
Yeah, he's a dude for College of the Canyons, no doubt about it. Gets in there. You're going to see here on the replay. First there, wraps him up, and his buddies are there to join in on the party.
I think Roderick Colquitt kind of got a hand on him as well. For Volk, it'll be his first sack of the season. We'll see if they split it. I think Colquitt might have had a piece as well. As Kidnamariam will punt it away, Royal will let it bounce at the 36-yard line and takes it at the 30. And that's actually a really smart play from Royal, as if he lets it keep going, it's going to pin the Cougars back inside their 20, but he's able to stop it at the 29-yard line. And the Cougars will take over right there.
A smart play and a gutsy play.
It's a dangerous play.
You got a guy right in front of you who you know is lining up to hit you, and that's when bad things could happen at that point of the field. So nice job following that through.
Actually, a solid earlier in the Alabama game. If you're watching Alabama football this morning, they turned the ball over to UCF or to South Florida, trying to do the same thing, just trying to stop a ball from rolling deep. So can be a dangerous play. As we have 1 second to go in the first quarter. Emery Floyd with 2 backs in the backfield. Good to see Malik Brooks back out there as he'll get the carry and brings it right through the pile all the way up to the 39-yard line. Enough for a first down, and that'll close out the first quarter. So the Cougars with a 10-0 lead off the run from Malik Brooks, and we'll go to the second quarter. Well, folks, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and this past week at College of the Canyons, athletes, players and coaches got involved by participating in the I Never Ever Give Up challenge. Cougar family has been affected by this most recently with childhood cancer survivor Kaylin Young, daughter of former Cougar student athletes Lauren Anderson and Cameron Young. Lauren and Cameron still very much part of the Cougar family. Jesse, as you know, Lauren serves as the admin assistant for the Cougar athletics program, and she helps us all basically on a daily basis. Cameron Young was most recently assistant coach on the Lady Cougar softball team. So it only makes sense we want to really show our support for Kaylin and her family by giving back to this organization. Use the hashtag INEGU for Kaylin to help support this amazing organization, which helped play such an important role in Kaylin's recovery. The Jesse Reese Foundation will receive $25 if you post a picture with that hashtag, just like the Cougar players did. Those funds used to provide joy jars filled with games, toys, activities meant to really help pass the time and take their minds off receiving treatment. Help the child fighting cancer this holiday season. It won't cost you anything. It doesn't cost us anything, so we might as well do it as we get back to work. It's just a really good cause and something we want to bring some light to, and we'll talk a little bit more about it as we continue on here today. As we go on 1st and 10 for the Cougars, Floyd going to keep it. He's going to drag the pile up to the 45-yard line and get about half the chains.
And Matt, just real quick, going back to what you were saying, very proud to have been able to play a role this past week, getting our players and coaches involved. Lauren Anderson, a former student athlete at College of the Canyons, a softball player. Cameron Young was a baseball player here for us. So, again,
pretty
part
good
of
baseball
our
player, too, from what I remember.
Both of them pretty good. And, if family is any indication, Kaylin, an up-and-coming youth softball player, and like we said, maybe a future Cougar here one day.
Might see her in the navy and yellow in the near future.
And so, again, very proud to have been able to play a part.
And we hope to keep playing a part for the rest of the month of September. The Cougars will pitch this time on an option run. Brooks shimmies and shanks and dives up across midfield. He gets right to the midfield stripe. And you got to like it. Brooks not afraid. He's feeling it right now. Kind of just slipping and sliding, guys.
Yeah, you know, we talked about, we speculated maybe why he was out that last series. I think that's just getting some of your other guys some rhythm, giving him a blow, you know, catch his breath. You saw first carry right back in there. He's raring to go, running hard.
Cougars at 95 total yards on offense so far. So far this year, they've only averaged 248 yards of total offense during their games, which is 56th in the state. So the offense clicking on a little bit better cylinders here as Brooks again, this time brought down from behind. Ball is out. I want to say he fumbled when he came onto the ground, but
yeah, I think he was down, and I think some reserved excitement. I mean,
Palomar. I think it's Palomar football. And it is Palomar football, recovered at the 45-yard line.
We'll see on the replay if we catch anything. There's the comments with it wrapped up. But I was kind of with you, Matt, looking over on that sideline. I felt like he went down, and the ball came out. Let's see if we can see it again. Again, running hard.
Couldn't tell the official kind of got in the way, but it looks like it's coming out when he's down on the ground.
Yeah.
So
again, a bang-bang play, and that's what we were talking about, another offensive turnover. And you hope that that doesn't translate to momentum for Palomar.
So Palomar goes to work, second fumble of the ball game for COC. Good job by the Cougars to step up and fill that hole and keep DeMarcus Carr to only a yard as he had a head of steam trying to run through the pile. Bounced off the line of scrimmage initially, tried to cut back through and didn't get much more than a yard.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who came flying in there to make that stop.
Somebody from the second level.
Yeah, I want to say it was Mr. Varner, number 31, came crashing in there. 31, I believe, on the tackle.
As we'll go on 2nd and 9 here. Ball spotted at the Palomar 46. Omohundro, quick throw to the outside, and that's just a straight drop that time from Nate Washington. It was in his hands. He maybe heard the footsteps, dropped the football.
The College of the Canyons will certainly take that. And so here we go, another important third down.
So we'll go third down and 9 here. Ball still at the 46-yard line. Omohundro to throw, looking right, pass nearly intercepted as it was just over the hands of Jarian Dorsey as he reached up to try and take it away and couldn't come up with it.
Oh, and that had 6 written all
yes,
over
it,
man. He was going the other way, but still a nice play. You get your defense off the field. You know, again, continue to collect that momentum piece by piece, play by play. Good things are going to continue to happen for College of the Canyons.
We've seen this in the past with the defense. Last year, the defense was really the ones that kind of got everything rolling, doing the same so far here today. As Kidna Merriam, who's been busy, punts this one away, and it's a good punt taken at the 20-yard line by Travis Royal. Spot him at the 22, so 40-yard punt and no return. The Cougars will take over with 12:52 to go here in the second quarter. 10-0 College of the Canyons, and we'll see the offense back out of the field once again, trying to recover after their second fumble here in the first half.
Yeah, you know, the defense, again, has kept them in this game, and that's part of football. You know, one side maybe picks up the other. A couple series later, the other side picks up, you know, or vice versa. I think it's important now to College of the Canyons. They've gotten points on a couple drives. They have the lead. You know, nothing's getting out of control. But, again, you want to continue to press the issue, show what you can do, and prolong this thing a little bit, bring some more points into the halftime locker room.
Quarterback change here for College of the Canyons. Bryce Dixon taking over. He's going to roll to the right, throws to Revere. Caught, he spun back and got tackled by 3 different Palomar comments and lost 2 yards, maybe 3. So a negative play on first down. Call it second down, and we'll spot it at the 17-yard line. So a loss of about 5 yards. So a quarterback change here on this drive in the second quarter for College of the Canyons. As we see Bryce Dixon, the sophomore out of Quartz Hill High School, 7 for 18, 55 yards through the first couple of games. As he'll throw here, looking downfield, has a man in Revere, caught at the 50-yard line, to the 30. He's going to take it to the house for a Cougar touchdown.
And there goes his boys there to meet him in the end zone. Bryce Dixon, just a tremendous job stepping back and making this pitch and catch, connecting. And I will say this young man does a tremendous job staying ready, whether he's not starting, whether he's coming into the game. And you saw that, a perfect example of that right there. Second snap of the game, uncorks one and puts the Cougars back on the board. That's the type of momentum we're talking about. That's the type of scoring play you need, that quick strike offense. Kudos to him. That's a nice job stepping in there and getting points for your side.
An 83-yard pitch and catch from Bryce Dixon to Lyndon Revere. Revere's second touchdown reception of the year for Dixon, his first touchdown pass of the season, and the Cougars have a 16-0 lead, pending the extra point from Asa Johnson. Coming up, kick is up, kick is through. 17-0 College of the Canyons, 12:09.
And let's go back to Rivera. The coming out party continues. This is a young man now that has shown a couple times the ability to get open downfield, and to be a big spark play receiver for this Cougars offense. Love to see it. Love to see the connection with both quarterbacks. You know, it doesn't matter who's in there. That young man's going to line up and do his job. And, again, I just want to shout out Dixon again to be able to stay ready.
Dropped an absolute dime.
That's a beautiful pass. You know, credit to the offensive line as well. I mean, everything, when things click and everyone executes, that's what Cougar football can look like. We got a glimpse of it there. I know going to be looking for more as we continue. You know, it's foot on the gas, I think, at this point. In front of your home crowd, you need this victory. No letting up now.
Well, and you need to make a statement in this victory, too, to remind the voters in the state of California that, you know, we're still a very good team. It might have taken us 2 games to find our rhythm, but we're somebody to be reckoned with if you're College of the Canyons.
You know, and you and I pay attention to the rankings and all that. I'll tell you right now, Coach I does not.
Care.
And it's more, I think, for them, more about showing and reminding your players, this is College of the Canyons, this is who we are, this is what we're going to do.
So the Cougars will kick it away here. 12:09 to go in the first half. 17-0 College of the Canyons after an 87-yard pitch and catch from Dixon to Revere. As Tony Johnson will once again kick this away. Johnson's kick a good one down the far side. Going to be taken by Galzote right at the 2-yard line. He'll bring it out from there. Tries to run through the middle. Had a bit of a hole and then got drugged down by the jersey on a pretty good saving tackle that time by Gary Johnson to keep it from being a really big return.
Yeah, that was definitely a saving tackle. I think he high steps him just an inch or so, and he's got at least another 20, 30 yards in front of him, hoping someone can catch him. So good special teams, nice job kind of, you know, stopping the issue before it got started too much farther down the field. And we'll see how this defense, you know, the only thing you worry, not worry condition-wise, but just, you know, College of the Canyons defense out there so much here. You know, they've done a tremendous job, but you want to keep things going, keep things contained.
And the heat has picked up 92 degrees right now. Was nice and overcast before the game started, and actually it's 85 degrees. I had the wrong location up on my phone. As the pass from Omohundro caught, taken along the far side by Jake Whitehead, and he picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards, so about half the chains here on first down for Palomar.
19, like a 15 to me.
So go second down. Cougars able to get across and push him out of bounds. And for Palomar now, you've got to get busy as you're trailing 17-0, and you really have not had anything going on the offensive side.
Yeah, I think this drives where you might start to see that sense of urgency. Definitely here in this quarter, you need to come away with points.
Omohundro will send Ireland in motion. He'll take the snap, a 3-step drop, throws to Ireland out of the backfield. Stepping up to try and knock him down initially was Kane Omohundro, and got some help from a couple of his friends, most notably Jeremiah Alimeo coming up to knock him down.
And that's exactly what you want to see. You know, the first guy gets there, makes contact. Even if he doesn't take him down, you know you've got your brothers behind you flying in there to finish off the job.
Alamayo so far this season, 10 tackles coming into today's game, including 1 tackle for a loss. One of those guys in the Cougars that's kind of leading in tackles this year. He had 9 tackles in week 1 against Citrus. He had a tough week last week against Fullerton, but finds one of theirs. Will go 3rd down and 4. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line of Palomar. As a man in motion, Omohundro takes the snap, rolls to his right immediately. Looks like he's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to have enough for the first down, able to just get around the corner as Alimayo was chasing him down trying to get there.
He was chasing him, and I saw number 24 making his
Kane
pursuit to the area as well. And, again, we keep looking for it and talking about it. I have a feeling those two are going to meet here at some point this evening.
Kane so far this year, he's been very active for College of the Canyons. 11 tackles so far this season, so he's the team leader in tackles. He's had a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, a sack, and a tackle for loss. So he has been all over the field defensively.
Yeah, first year with our program, the first time I saw him play, that's the first thing I noticed was he is everywhere on the field. A lot of energy out there. guy that has a nose for the ball and makes plays.
Kind of has the Troy Polamalu hair going coming out of the back of his
And
jersey
I
as
love
well.
that.
As handoff on first down here. Ireland trying to bounce off the pile. Doesn't have much room. Maybe gets 2 yards as they're going to spot him at the 46 and call it second down. Yes, you and I both do. Troy Polamalu, of course, former USC Trojan. You and I both Trojans fans. Looking forward to that game later on tonight. Of course, Polamalu had a wonderful career in the NFL, too. If you ever listen to Pat McAfee, he has a great Troy Polamalu story. I'll let you go find it. It's got a few choice words in it, so we can't really use it on air here. As we'll go on second down and 8. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line. Omohundro in the backfield. Has Ireland to his left. 2 receivers out to each side. Direct snap, throws, pass. Oh, incomplete. Nearly almost hit his brother right in the head. And it was everything Jake Whitehead could do just to get a hand on it afterwards.
We keep teasing it, and we almost got it right there. But again, another nice job being where he needs to be on the field.
I think Kane actually got a hand on it, maybe.
I think he did too. And he was looking over at the sideline. Probably had a smile under that helmet.
As we'll go third down and 8. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line of Palomar. They need to get to the Cougar 46-yard line for a first down. As Omohundro takes the snap, slips a man in the backfield. He's got plenty of room. Should have enough for a first down. Got hit by a couple of bodies. First in on contact was Carlos Mesa. Looked like over to help out as well was, I want to say, Karzik Anderson coming across.
I mean, I'll tell you what, just looking at Mesa, that is not a young man you want to run into.
And credit Clay Omohundro for just saying, nope, I'm going to lower my head and go.
He did not care. Maybe got twisted around a little bit, but achieved the goal that he needed.
Needed the 40, needed the 46, got the 45. That's where they'll spot the ball. So Palomar keeps the drive alive here with 8:50 to go in the first half. First and 10 from the Cougar 45-yard line. Maybe just the second time today Palomar has been across midfield. As they'll hand off this time, Ireland able to dive through the pile and get about 4 yards up to the 41-yard line. Pardon me. That'll bring second down, and we'll call it 6.
Yeah, that's a nice job. He just kind of slingshotted through that hole. Through the line. I didn't see much of a hole, but you get your momentum moving forward, pick up a couple of those tough yards.
So call it second and 6. 41-yard line of the Cougars. 17-0 College of the Canyons. Had a 40-yard touchdown run from Emery Floyd and an 83-yard touchdown pass and catch from Bryce Dixon to Lyndon Rivera. As Omohundro looking downfield, wanted a man. Pass is incomplete. No flag as it's just a low throw, and I think it could have potentially been pass interference down the field, but the pass was so far behind Kalai Ipana that it was an incomplete pass, uncatchable.
Yeah, I wonder if that ball got tipped at some point along the way, or maybe it was a confusion between the quarterback and receiver. Receiver ran a different route. Looked like maybe he was throwing to a spot on the field there, and the receiver just went the other way.
We'll call it third and 6, ball at the 41-yard line. Cougars trying to get off the field on the defensive side once again as Omohundro will take the snap. Cougars bring in some pressure. He throws underneath. Pass is caught by Apana. He tries to slip a man, able to spin it back into the middle of the field and has enough for a first down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, just enough. Cougars were swarming around him. But again, one of those get upfield, twist around, do whatever you got to do. Get the nose of the ball across that goal line. And had just enough there, across the marker line, and had just enough there.
So Palomar trying to get on the board here with 7:45 to go in the first half. Omohundro leading a nice drive this time as he has DeMarcus Carr and Omarion Ireland in the backfield with him as they'll go first and 10 from the Cougar 35-yard line. Farthest into Cougar territory they've been so far today. Man in motion, they'll hand to Ireland, right up the gut, takes a big hit from one of the defensive linemen, and guess who? It was Mario Kiaich once again, who's had his mark on the game so far, first contact.
I was going to say, he stood up the man and just kind of bounced up and backwards before bringing him down. That's a nice job filling the hole there. Again, Cougar defensive front, all levels really operating as one, and I think just really came out here with a renewed sense of we're going to put this team on our back. This is a defensive game. We'll see if they can hold true here. Palomar is on the move.
Credit Palomar's offense this time a little bit more methodical, a little bit more measured, as they've done a nice job moving the football. They'll send Ireland in motion. That'll leave Carr in the backfield. Omohundro going to tuck it, slips a couple of tackles, then tried to spin. Got hit by two bodies, as in on the contact was Mafu and...
Is that Varner again?
I think it was Mr. Varner, yeah.
And again, you watch the battle in the trenches here, Matt. The defensive line, even when they aren't able to get upfield, they're making this common offensive unit work. You see and just rip and claw and getting through swim moves, whatever it may be. This offensive line has their hands full.
So we'll go third down. We'll call it 7 yards here for Palomar. They'll send one man in motion in Ireland. Omohundro to throw, has pressure, throws over the middle, pass is caught. That's a very nice pitch and catch that time from Omohundro as he connects with Evan Langenbach, the tight end out of San Diego, California, for another first down.
Yeah, I just found a little bit of an opening there. And we talked about last week, Cougars kind of got burnt a little bit across the middle of the field, and maybe something that Palomar picked up on coming into this week, trying to exploit that area. Worked good enough for him there. First down.
That's a good catch by the big tight end, 6'6", 197 in Langenbach out of Santa Fe Christian High School. As Omohundro will go on first down, has Ireland in the backfield to his left, two receivers swung out to each side. He'll put a man in motion in Heron, and a flag, and I believe a false start going to come against Palomar here. So can't get themselves off the ground here on 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Instead it'll be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Or 1st and 15 from the 30-yard line. So back things up, make it a 15-yard task now for Palomar here going on first down. As Ireland stays as the feature back. Comets taking their time, 7 on the play clock to work. As Omohundro calling for a man in motion, sending Heron in motion. Need to get the play off, and they're not going to. Well, they're going to give it to him. Looked like the clock was down to 0. It's going to be a run for Ireland. He's going to pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And it'll bring second down, and we'll call it 9 yards. I looked up, the clock said 0 on the play clock, but they gave him the extra half a second, I guess, which is fine.
Again, Palomar doing a nice job making use of every down on this drive, prolonging things, really kind of dictating the pace here. I think, if you're the Palomar coaching staff, it's imperative that you try and get points here, and I think that's the renewed let's slow things down.
Omohundro to throw here on second down. He's going to be brought down to the backfield. Looks a little uncomfortable as he went down. Knocking him down was R.B. Wilson, the 5th, as he was the first man to make contact for College of the Canyons.
R.B. Wilson, first time we've called his name tonight, but another one of those Cougar defensive-minded players is able to come in and make plays just like that.
And I think I credited Kane Omohundro with leading in tackles. It's actually R.B. Wilson, the 5th, that's led in tackles. We didn't actually call his name at all last week. He didn't have much to do, or at least in terms of impact tackles, still had 5 tackles last week. Just a quiet 5 tackles, if that is such a thing. Still throw here on third down. Good job stepping up that time defensively as Johnny Smith able to come up and make the solo tackle, and that's going to force Palomar to make a decision. Do they want to try and go for it on 4th and 10, or are they going to try and put points on the board? It looks like it's not much of a decision with Kidna-Merriam, who's a pretty good field goal kicker, 2 for 2 so far this year. His long is 25. This will be just a little bit longer than that at about 35.
Yeah, I feel like you come all this way, you got to at least get something back for your effort, and that's what Palomar is going to try to do here.
And scratch it, call it a 42, so this will easily be his longest of the year. I was looking at where the ball spot was, not where the kick was going to be placed down. The kick is up, has plenty of leg, but it is no good as he misses wide to the left. So Palomar unable to put points on the board, and it'll stay 17-0 in favor of College of the Canyons with 2:56 to go here in the first half.
And now here, Matt, College of the Canyons with a tremendous opportunity to close out these last 3 minutes, get some points on the board. You remember they received the ball to begin the game, so you want to try to capitalize on every last second you have here and really just, go into the halftime locker room feeling confident and in control and wait to see what the Comets do to adjust, which they no doubt will come back with something here.
Yeah, remember the Comets will have the ball out of the halftime break, so the Cougars want to get some points more on the board here and kind of put things a little bit more at ease as they lead 17-0 with 2:56 as Bryce Dixon will stay as the quarterback after that 83-yard pitch and catch in the last drive for College of the Canyons. They'll go 5 wide this time for COC. He'll pitch on a motion man to Damari Smith, who's got the corner across the 40, drugged down at the 45-yard line by Palomar as Pasia was able to bring him down. But a big gain for College of the Canyons as it's Damari Smith on a nice run.
And a nice little burst from Damari Smith coming flat down the line, just gets it, little backyard play call, just kind of pitch it to him and let him see what happens. That's a nice job, hopefully something we see more of.
And Noah Pasion with a touchdown saving tackle that time coming from all the way off the other side of the field. So the Cougars will go 1st and 10. They'll stay 5 wide here with Bryce Dixon as the quarterback. Palomar looking like they want to bring some pressure. Dixon going to have to step up. Now he'll tuck it, keeps it, gets a block, and he's got across the midfield stripe to the 50-yard line. That's a really nice block from Joshua Clark, and it's not a dangerous cutback block. He just stands his ground, lets the man run into him.
That's what I was about to say, 100% clean block, just a hard nose. Hey, I'm here, and this is what you're going to get if you want to come this direction. So a nice job, and that's something the Cougar coaching staff will no doubt be applauding in the film room.
Canyons needs to get to the 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4 here. Ball right on the midfield stripe at the 50 here. 5 wide once again for College of the Canyons. Rivera, the man to the far side of the field for COC. They'll throw, pass in the flat, short, caught by the tight end Don Ray, or the wide receiver Don Ray Hall, and he's got enough for a Cougar 1st down across the 45 all the way down to the 43-yard line.
And Dixon looks good out there right now, in control, knowledgeable about this offense, has looked around a little bit, found a couple different guys.
First reception of the year for Don Ray Hall, and it comes at a good time on a 1st down, so the Cougars starting to rotate some more bodies and find some different guys as we'll go 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line, and they stay in that 5 wide set here. Man on the near side is Chaz Hilst. He's the wide out on the near side. Cougars with 2 men on the far side of the field. As Dixon with 8 on the play clock will take the snap, rolls to his right, looking downfield, throws, pass caught, Don Ray Hall, back-to-back receptions. This one for a chunk of 8 yards. Gets down to the 35-yard line. Call it 2nd down, and we'll call it a long 2 here as they need to get to about the 20 or the 33-yard line for a 1st down.
2nd and 2.
Cougars will send Joshua Clark into the backfield as a receiver, or as a running back this time, listed as a wide receiver, as he'll get the carry, and he's met in the backfield by a quartet of Palomar Comets. No gain, a loss of a yard, as it'll step the Cougars back to the 36-yard line, and it'll force Ted Iasenda to call a timeout. As the Cougars want to talk about things with 106, got to make sure you get points on the board if you're COC here, as you lead 17-0. You've had a good 1st half. You'd like to add some more before going into the halftime break so they can really start to put the pedal to the metal and put this one a little bit more out of reach. But still some work to do here with 1 minute and 6 to go. As they'll talk about it here, try and get dialed up on the correct play. They've stayed in that 5 wide for the entire drive here with Bryce Dixon and have used Don Ray Hall nicely. A couple of receptions, his first 2 of the season. Dixon looking like he's found his rhythm in terms of his arm. A couple of completions on just 4, actually, I think 3 completions on 4 attempts. We're waiting on the stats to kind of catch up here. So we'll go on 3rd down and 3 for the Cougars. Clark will stay in the backfield as the feature back right now, as they'll go 4 wide with 3 stacked out to the far side. Dixon in the backfield will take the snap. Needed to get rid of it, and instead he's going to be sacked all the way back near midfield at the 49-yard line. And Andy Devine in on the sack along with a couple of other Palomar comments. And now Palomar going to take a timeout as they want to stop the clock as they see they're getting the ball back. So the drive stalls out for COC. Had it 3rd and 3, and Dixon takes a pretty disastrous sack in that instance. They're actually going to spot it at the 48-yard line of the Cougars, so it'll force Tony Johnson into kick. So the Cougars will kick this one away. Tony Johnson standing back at his own 38-yard line. A good kick, end over end. Fair catch called for. This one's going to bounce inside the 5. The Cougars able to stop it as it rolled back outside the 5 at the 6-yard line. So a really good punt from Tony Johnson. Pins Palomar inside the 20. His 7th time this season pinning the defense inside the 20. And the Cougars, with 45 seconds, give the ball back to Palomar, who will take over. So the comments will start on their 6-yard line. So we'll go 1st and 10 from the 6-yard line. Omohundro stands in the backfield with Ireland to his left. Sends one man in motion in Langenbach as he'll give to Ireland, trying to relieve a little bit of pressure. Just took his time, able to dodge up for a couple of yards, gets to about the 9. So give him a 3-yard gain. That'll keep the clock in motion with 35 seconds to go. As it'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 7 from the 9-yard line for Palomar. In a 17-0 ball game, College of the Canyons in the lead. So Omohundro will shift sides with Ireland. Now he'll send a man in motion in Armstrong. He'll dodge back to the near side. They'll hand. Ireland trying to find some room and does. Has a 1st down as he came across the 20-yard line. It was knocked down. So that'll stop the clock with 6 seconds to go and move the chains. And for Palomar, just trying to build into halftime at this point. If you can break one in the final 6, you'll take it. But if anything, just trying to build things out. And that'll end the first half as Palomar not going to get a final playoff. So the Cougars will take a 17-0 lead into the halftime break as a solid first half for the Cougars as they'll look to go and build into the second half. Palomar will get the ball as we'll take a break, step aside, come back, second half action here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, big two. Hand down. One hand. Up. Up. Flip. I could eat. Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly slice your sub right in front of you, which takes some training.
Rising up, bread's on the sheet. Did my time, took out my toppings. Went the distance, now my prep is complete. Just a limb and its will to thrive. It's the arm of the slicer, it's the thrill of the slice. Freshly sliced before your eyes, unlike our rivals. And then every last arriver gets a sub that excites. And it's all thanks to the well-trained arm of the slicer.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now. Welcome back into the Cougar Sports Network and SoCal College Sports as we get ready for second half action between College of the Canyons and Palomar. The Cougars with a 17-0 lead over Palomar, but the Comets will have the ball to start in the second half. Matt Robinson here with you. I'll be joined in a little bit by Jesse Munoz, the Director of Public Relations and Sports Information, as he'll jump on a headset as we'll get going here in second half action. So, Jesse, as you jump back in with us, it was a good first half for College of the Canyons. They got 17 points, a touchdown run of 40 yards from Emery Floyd, a touchdown pass from Bryce Dixon to Lyndon Rivera of 83 yards, so 2 big chunk plays for College of the Canyons. Add a field goal from Asa Johnson from 42? I can't remember.
42.
42. 17-0 lead. Pretty good first half, all things considered. The defense played very well again.
Yeah, and we talk about the offensive highlights there, which they were from both quarterbacks. Again, nice job, flashing the run and the pass. I think the big story was this College of the Canyons defense just coming out there and putting this team on their back and, dictating things from there. A must-win victory for the Cougars. And you definitely want to come out and get things going, and that's what the defense did.
Galzo going to take it to the 2-yard line for Palomar. He's going to try and cut back up the near sideline, and Clay Omohundro is going to drag him down with 2 big hands, just pulls him down by the jersey and pins Palomar inside the 20-yard line at their own 19. So Omohundro making a nice play. We talked about the defense. The only thing they didn't do in the first half, take the ball away, which is something they've done all year long. And they've done a lot of it in the second half, so we'll see if they can do something like that here in this second half.
Yeah, definitely look for more of that. I think, while the turnovers weren't there, a lot of quick drives for Palomar, a lot of doing their job, just getting off the field, turning the ball back over to the offense. So, turnovers are nice, but, it's the same result if you're getting off the field.
So we'll go first down and 10 for Palomar from their own 19 as Omohundro will give to Ireland right through the pile. He's wrapped up by a couple of bodies. Jackson Volk, one of the bodies there, along with Mario Kiaichu, who's had a heck of a game so far. He's been in on just about every tackle through the middle of the field. Second down, a yard gain. We'll give it 9. Sun starting to set here on Cougar Stadium. Still a little bit of the sun out there on the field, but most of it in the shadows thanks to the stands here, and an encroachment penalty going to be called against College of the Canyons here in the neutral zone. The flag was down. Nobody moved for Palomar. And they'll march the ball ahead here.
You started to say, Matt, a nice evening here at Cougar Stadium. A little bit earlier of a start time than we're accustomed to. But obviously temperatures not as high as they were last week.
No,
that was a sweltering one here.
Brutal last week. This week in the 80s at the start of game, and it's going to drop down a little bit as the sun starts to go down on us a touch here. As we'll go back to work now, it'll be second down, and we'll call it a long 5 for Palomar, or a short 5 for Palomar, actually, as they had gained a yard, and now they're going to back up as we'll have another flag on the field. And so, you know, one side of the coin to the other, and we'll move it back, and we'll go 2nd down and 9. So we're right back to where we were. It's like nothing happened. Just wipe them all.
Yeah, even things out here. I still
The only thing they did do was take time off the clock. I mean, it was really all.
But again, those are the little things after coming out of the halftime break. You want to come out refocused, and to see, penalties like that's got to be irritating for the Palomar staff.
As Palomar will take the snap in Omohundro. He's going to step up and run. He's got plenty of room. He'll give up at about the 25-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down by about 4 yards. Needs to get to the 29, so call it 3 yards. Ball spotted at the 26 here. 3rd and 3, so the Cougar defense trying to get off the field on its first defensive opportunity of the second half. Palomar trying to extend the chains, much like they did at the end of the first half, just could not put up any points. There's a missed field goal from Emmanuel Kidnamariam. As it remains 17-0. One man in motion here for Palomar, so duck back up to the far side of the field. Comets will take the snap, but a false start on the offense once again as the center just didn't get the ball off that time, Jesse. The line was moving. Omohundro was even ready for the snap, and the ball just never came.
Yeah, so again, a little, disconnect here as the Comets try and get things back in order. And College of the Canyons just hanging tough here.
Alexis Rodriguez is going to be called for the false start that time as he was the first man to move. A couple of bodies on the line did go, so we'll go 3rd down and 8 now for Palomar as they back up to their own 21-yard line. Again, they need to get to the 29 to try and move the chains on this, their first drive of the second half. Man in motion from the near side of the field is Heron. He'll stop behind the line. They'll give. Not much doing that time for DeMarcus Carr as he's wrapped up, and then a late flag going to be called against Jackson Volk as he pushed over one of the Palomar offensive linemen. Looked like it was Matthew Gonzalez he knocked down. As you'll see it right here maybe on the replay. Actually, the replay ducked away. The camera ducked away. But it's going to be on sportsmanlike against Volk.
Yeah, still trying to see what might have happened. I don't know. Can't comment on it, but I think it was just one of those things where they got tangled up there. A little extra pushing and shoving. But it's 15 yards all the same, and so that's unfortunate for the Cougars.
See it here on this replay now, right at the end. You can see Volk in there to make a tackle. And we actually ducked away from it just before as well. So just missed it. Doesn't matter. It's a first down now for Palomar, so they moved the chains up to the 41-yard line. So we'll go 1st and 10 for Palomar, approaching midfield thanks to the penalty. They'll give. Ireland right up the gut, runs into a couple of bodies, is brought down, but not after a gain of 8 yards. First in on the contact was Jeremiah Alimeo. Give it a gain of 7.5, maybe 8. Ball spotted at the 49-yard line, maybe halfway between the 49 and the 48. Palomar going hurry up here. Low snap. They'll throw. Pass. Caught. Across midfield to the 40 to the 35-yard line of College of the Canyons. The reception for Caleb Armstrong that time. They'll spot him right at the 35-yard line, if I can slow myself down for a split second. And Palomar will move the chains.
And again, Palomar, this is the second time this game they've gone over the middle and come up with a big first down. And now aided by that penalty on the move into Cougar territory. And certainly what the Comets were hoping for coming out of the halftime break. And College of the Canyons got to be looking for more of what they saw in the first half, particularly that first quarter.
Different set with a tight end behind the line of scrimmage. They wanted to hand to Carr. He almost lost the football right on the handoff. A little bit of a miscommunication on the exchange. Able to clean it up and pick up a couple of yards. So we'll call it 2nd down and 8. Mario Kiaichin on the tackle.
Yeah, Kiaich does a nice job. Yep, just coming in and filling that hole, waiting. He's kind of just running his feet, waiting for the ball carrier to get there. They made the contact and took him down.
There's a big body certainly in the middle in Kiaich. 6'3", 275, the defensive line sophomore out of Kensington, Pennsylvania. As he'll wait here on the inside as they'll have 2 backs in the backfield this time in Carr and Ireland for Palomar as Omohundro takes the low snap, rolls to his left, wants to throw, now is going to tuck it and run, and he's going to run out of bounds. He was being chased down once again by Jeremiah Alimeo.
Yeah, nice job just kind of containing that, pushing him out. Looked like he made a little swipe for the ball, but nothing doing there. But you always love to see that, these Cougars trained. You know, we talked about the turnovers last time. Most of them have come in the second half this season.
So we'll call it 3rd and 8 here. Ball spotted at the Cougar 32-yard line. Palomar has to wait as they put a late sub out onto the field in Tate Reed. Plenty of time on the play clock with 10 to work here. Omohundro in the backfield. Puts a man in motion in Reed. Takes the snap. Belt high, looking left the whole way. Right to the sticks. Pass caught. Enough for a first down. And yes, it will be a first down. Pass received by Quincy Herron. Herron, who had 3 receptions for 36 yards through the first 2 games. His only reception last week was his 27-yarder against Moorpark. Picks up a first down right now. And Palomar moves the chains once again.
Yeah, just keep chugging away. You know, again, you don't want to come down here and come away empty-handed. So I think really imperative for the Comets to try and make the most of things here.
Ball at the 25-yard line. Ireland runs right through the middle, runs into the second level, and is brought down after a gain of, call it 3, as they'll spot the ball at the 21-yard line. Second down at about 7 here for Palomar as they continue to move the clock and they move the ball. About 5 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter. Still 17-0 College of the Canyons, but Palomar very methodical right now, using the clock, trying to get some points on the board.
And we saw a little bit of this last week, Matt, where Fullerton came out with, I believe it was an 18-play drive, got on the board, their only score of the second half, but really took a bit out of the Cougar defense having to respond to that.
This pass complete on the near sideline. Tiptoeing is Curry Scholes, able to make the catch right at the first down marker, maybe a yard short, as he needs the 14, got to the 15, so it'll be 3rd down and 1 here for Palomar.
Cougars changing their personnel here. A lot of new bodies rushing out. 3rd down, you hear the bells going. Need a stop.
Big spot here for both sides in this third quarter. Palomar comes with a different set, different quarterback in there, and Micah Johnson. They'll try and run on the near side. They'll have enough for the first down. They kind of came out in a jumbo package, a little bit of a wildcat look, and Johnson able to pound ahead for 2 yards. And the Comets will move the chains. They needed the 14, got to the 13.
Yep, just enough to keep things going. College of the Canyons again changing personnel groups. Came in to stack for that short yardage situation. And now got their normal lineup out there on the field.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. Palomar in the red zone for the first time. First time today?
I think they
Maybe
got
the second
in.
time I think they got in
earlier,
and
right? Didn't come away with any points after the missed field goal.
So 2nd time today for Palomar inside the red zone. Trying to punch it in for some points right now as they'll send one in motion. He'll line up behind the line of scrimmage. They'll give to Ireland. He'll dive into the pile. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for 3 yards. First man in on contact was Carlos Mesa, as it'll bring 2nd down, and we'll call it about 6 here. Is maybe a 3-4 yard gain.
Mesa, one of those guys just flying around out there, makes a lot of plays. And none more important than here on this side of the field, 10 yards to go. And it's buckle down time here on 2nd down.
Mesa so far this season coming into today's game, 10 tackles, had an interception in week 1 and a fumble recovery in week 2. One of those guys that's been instrumental in the Cougars' takeaway game on the defensive side. As we'll go 2nd down and about 7. They'll hand to Ireland again. He runs into his own man. Now is brought down right back at the line of scrimmage. Good job coming out of the 3rd level. Makai Newton, the defensive back out of Golden Valley High School, with a nice tackle.
Golden Valley making a name for themselves here tonight on this Cougar, both sides of the ball. But again, Newton, a guy that came away with an interception last week in making another one of these big plays. We talked about it already. This is buckle down territory with a key 3rd down coming for both sides here tonight. Who wants it more, Matt?
It's 3rd down and 8, ball at the 12. We've talked about the Cougars' takeaways so far this year. 5 fumble recoveries is number 1 in the state of California so far. 2 interceptions, so 7 total. Now would be an opportune time for one as Palomar goes on 3rd and 8 from the 12-yard line. They'll give this time to Carr. He runs right into the pile. Nowhere to go. First man in, Aaron Murdoch on the tackle. As the Cougars hold him right there at the 12-yard line, he maybe gets a yard. It'll bring up 4th down and likely bring Kid DeMariam out for a field goal try.
Well, and credit that that sequence to Aaron Murdoch because he absolutely came in and blew up that play, just nowhere to go. And that's a nice job by that young man getting his name in the stat sheet.
Another relatively local product out of Palmdale, California, just up the road. Up in my neck of the woods now. As Kingdom Merriam will kick it from the 18, so it'll be a 28-yard field goal try from the right hash for Kingdom Merriam. Kick is up. Man in the backfield almost got to it, but he missed it again, this time wide left. Second time today wide left. He pushed the first one. He hooked there. He didn't quite hook the second one enough. And the Cougars stay with a 17-0 lead and get the ball back.
Yeah, and, another disheartening sequence. If you're Palomar, to go all that way, chew up all that time, essentially do what you wanted to do offensively, and still come away empty-handed. Flip side of the coin, College of the Canyons is still pitching a shutout here, and got to feel good about that. Coming off to the sideline with some excitement. Hey, we took your best shot. You guys moved the chains a couple times, but the scoreboard remains the same. And now the offense is back out on the field, and it looks like Emery Floyd back under center, Matt.
The Cougars make another change at quarterback. It was nearly a 9-minute drive for Palomar. Call it 8 minutes and 26 seconds. As Floyd will take the handoff this time as the Cougars run an option, and he's got across the 30-yard line, enough for a Cougar first down as they'll spot him at the 31. Nice little run for Emery Floyd.
Yeah, just kind of kicked it outside. He had Travis Royal on the outside trying to throw a block. And like we've said a couple times, has a nice ability to get north and south, twist his body, slash a way through. And
it's a glide. He
yeah.
gallops out there almost. Like a gazelle. As we go here on 1st and 10, he'll give this time to Brooks. Brooks into the pile, not much, trying to push it forward, gets a yard. But good to see Malik Brooks back out there and try and get another yard.
Again, I think it's reestablishing what you had in the first half. Obviously, Emery Floyd, the starter, came in, had some success, had the big run. Malik Brooks, a little bit slower to get going this week, but still has been an effective runner out there. And so I think for College of the Canyons, you're going back to how things started. Not to say that that's the end of the night for Dixon, but it's Floyd's crack right here.
Yeah, Brooks, of course, the leading rusher for College of the Canyons, 143 yards on 34 carries coming into today's game, as Floyd will keep it this time on another option run. He was looking like he wanted to pass. Instead, he gets up to the 39.5-yard line, so a gain of about 7. It'll be a couple of yards shy of a first down, about 1.5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.5.
Yeah, I think it definitely looking past, but athletic enough to just be able to tuck it and run there. Came close enough, sets up a very manageable 3rd down. And I think this is a point, Matt, where you let those big boys up front earn these extra yards here.
Waiting for you to say it. We haven't had a big boys up front today. I was waiting for it. It's one we get every week.
Look at those Titan splits right there, and they're raring to go.
Big boys up front for sure, and they'll hand it to another one of the big boys for College of the Canyons, as is Robin Verginelli, able to come up for a first down, and the Cougars move the chains.
And I love that because we have been waiting to say that name all season. The sophomore out of Rayburn Gap, Georgia. And apologies if we did get it wrong, but we know he's got some family out there watching. Happy to see him get a tote here
good kid
in the second
too.
half. Very good kid, hard worker.
We were talking to him last week when we were trying to get pronunciations. He was like, just call me Robin. I just don't. The Cougars will go again, right back to him, and he taps the man on the back that makes the tackle. Latua was in on the tackle, and he picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards. The Cougars stay in that big back set here.
Yeah, and you know what? Back-to-back plays, almost the same kind of hole positioning there. And why not? Let those guys tighten up and go. This is a kid that hasn't had a lot of carries, so no doubt excited and, ready to burst out onto the scene. And sometimes the quick handoff to the short back works well when they're all stacked up in the middle, can't quite get outside.
This time they'll give. Not much doing that time for the Cougars, as the handoff was to Jordan Lopez, his first run of the year. So him and Verginelli getting their first couple of runs of the season. No gain that time. They actually lose 0.5 yard, so it'll bring up 3rd down and a long 5 for College of the Canyons, and that'll switch up the formation here as they'll bring Malik Brooks back in and a complement of receivers join him as well.
So again, a little bit of a personnel change here, but I like the Cougars being able to go back and forth, showcase both sides of their ability.
So we'll go 3rd and 5. Ball spotted at the 48.5. Cougars need to get to the 46 of Palomar for a first down. Floyd takes the snap, standing in the pocket. Now he'll step up, and he's brought down when he gets to midfield, as coming in to make the tackle that time for Palomar was Jacob Sisson, and it'll bring up fourth down at the midfield stripe, and the Cougars will be forced to punt.
Yeah, I think just a little unsure of things there. Never really came together. You know, barely got that ball off. I think it was flashing 1 or 0, and when they made the snap, and then like we said, just things never came together. So again, you hate to give it back to this Palomar team already.
As Tony Johnson to kick once again, has already pinned Palomar inside the 20 once today, and that is a beautiful punt. Should pin him inside the 20 once again as it lands right at the 13-yard line. Remember, all Region SoCal Region 4 punter last year for Moore Park, and he's showing off why today. A couple of really nice punts. That one perfectly placed.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job, and that's a dangerous weapon to have for the Cougar special teams unit. And again, anytime you can back up your opponent and make them work longer and harder, that's definitely something it's going to come out favorable for you.
So he pins them down to the, was that 8-yard line? I think is where the spot is. 8-yard line. So it's going to be a long field here for Palomar. 1st and 10 from their own 8. Omohundro will take the snap and hand to Ireland, and he runs right into a wall of Cougars. Looks like there will be a holding penalty on the far side as well. Didn't see who the first contact was. Might have been Del Monte Barnes in on the first hit. Nope, actually it was not.
Well, there was definitely a gang there. Will Mafu. And I saw number 40, Agbalaya is out there. A lot of guys, and you stack the penalty on top of that. It's exactly what College of the Canyons is looking for.
Mafu's a guy, man, that every time he's out there and you try and run through him, he's going to put a hat on you, and you see it right there. This is going to pack Palomar up to their own goal line, I believe. There were a couple of guys blocking out on the outside on one of the Cougars' linebackers, and both took him down to the floor. So now the question is, do the Cougars want to take the penalty, I think, is what the discussion is. So there's 2 fouls. Both go against the offense.
Well, they rung him up twice. Same player, number 74.
Yeah, went to Dylan Childress, who's listed as a defensive lineman. So maybe they have the wrong number, the incorrect number. But either way, they rung them both up to him. And so now Palomar going to move back. 1st and 17, and now they're going to be inside their own goal line. Ball spotted at the 2-yard line. So now Omohundro with his feet in the end zone, going to have to go to work, needing 17 yards to move the chains. They'll hand to Ireland. He's met in the backfield, slips a couple of tackles, and still fights ahead. Good job by him to get back to the original line of scrimmage. As Makai Newton was in there, along with Jeremiah Alimeo trying to make the tackle, and it'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 10. Ireland's done some heavy work so far today for Palomar. Him and Carr have been the busy backs. They've kept it a steady diet on the ground so far. Not a lot through the air for the Comets here today. As a minute 12 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 10, ball spotted at their own 8-yard line. Omohundro to throw, pass caught on the outside. Couple bodies there for the tackle. First contact that time for COC by, is it Ajani Smith on the outside?
I thought I saw Cairo Rhodes getting in on the action there.
Yeah. 34-35, the jerseys get tucked up. It makes it hard on us to see sometimes.
Well, and it's hard, too, because like we said, there's always a lot of guys flying to the ball, and so it's hard to sort through sometimes who's actually there. But, again, most importantly, working as a team, containing, tackling, finishing plays here.
So we'll call it 3rd and 5 for Palomar. Ball spotted at their own 13-yard line. They need to get to the 18. They'll throw here on 3rd down. Omohundro going to tuck it and try and run for it. Mafu tried to force him out before the 1st down marker, and he might have done so just a half a yard shy. I think he needed to get halfway between the 18 and the 19, and he didn't get it.
And that's a big play because there's really no decision making there on this side of the field. You're going to have to punt it. And so a game of inches. And number 6 did his job running him out just short here.
And he actually needed to get straight to the 18, and Mafu pushed him out at the 17. So credit Will Mafu once again, a couple of impact plays here on this drive for Palomar. And Kidnamiriam going to have to punt it away. The Cougars will have a short field to work. Royal going to catch the ball at his own 45-yard line and be tackled right there. Good downfield coverage that time by Palomar on the special teams unit. Steven Arteaga coming up to make the tackle. So a good punt, no return. Ball at the 46, and the Cougars will take over.
Nice job by Royal seeing that through. He's done that a couple times tonight. And the Cougars, like you said, Matt, going to have great field position. So we get into the final seconds of the third quarter and really wanting to put a stranglehold on this advantage and keep things rolling.
So Bryce Dixon back out at quarterback, and the rotation now starting for COC here in the third quarter. We saw Dixon with the 83-yard strike in the second quarter. We'll see what they design up here as it's a two-receiver set with a tight end in there for College of the Canyons. Dixon will keep on the option run, has the edge, has Brooks out in front of him across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Nice run for Bryce Dixon. The Cougars move the change. They're into Palomar territory.
Dixon showing a little bit of, hey, I can run. I got a quick first step as well. And again, a tough-nosed run for that young man. Just following his blocks. Malik Brooks doing a nice job getting out in front. And College of the Canyons, again, rolling here. We're going to see the four fingers go up on the sideline. Here we go.
This will bring us to the end of the third quarter. 17-0 College of the Canyons. We'll take a timeout. Fourth quarter action when we come back.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly slice your sub right in front of you, which takes some training.
Rising up, bread's on the sheet. Did my time, took out my toppings. Went the distance, now my prep is complete. Just a limb and its will to thrive. It's the arm of the slicer, it's the thrill of the slice. Freshly sliced before your eyes, unlike our rivals. And then every last arriver gets a sub that excites. And it's all thanks to the well-trained arm of the slicer.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
As we come back to the fourth quarter here, College of the Canyons with a 17-0 lead over Palomar. They move the ball in their first play of their second drive in the second half and have a first down from the Palomar 34-yard line as we come back to work. And as we stay with Bryce Dixon as quarterbacks of the rotation now for COC, we're starting to see both quarterbacks again. Last week it really became Emery Floyd's game, but this week we've kind of seen them both go out there and both have success, so it's nice to see. So we go here on 1st and 10. Three-receiver bunch set on the far side. The Cougars will throw in the flat. Dixon took a hard hit. That's a backward pass. The Cougars need to get to the football. They will not. Palomar will pick it up. It'll be a fumble recovery for Palomar on a backward pass by Jacob Sisson as Dixon took a huge hit. So a miscue on the defensive side the offensive side for College of the Canyons as Dixon is shaken up trying to come off the field. He took a huge pop. Pass was over the head of Malik Brooks. Brooks couldn't keep a hand on it. The ball was live as it was certainly a backwards pass. So Palomar gets a takeaway, the third turnover of the ball game on College of the Canyons. And now the Comets with a chance to try and once again get points on the board. 14:50 to go here in the ball game, trailing 17-0.
And that's the type of thing, Matt, that will infuriate a coaching staff. You come into the fourth quarter, you're in control, sizable lead, and then you make a mistake like that. Give the Comets an opportunity to get back into this game.
Carr on the rush. Joseph Marsh there to meet him. He drug him a couple of yards, picks up maybe 3 as he'll get to the 44-yard line of the Cougars. Drive started on the College of the Canyons 47-yard line. So Palomar needs to get to the COC 37 as we'll go 2nd and 7. Omohundro will look at the sidelines as Palomar wants to change the play. Dan Early, the offensive coordinator for Palomar, if we didn't mention it, and we're already in the 4th quarter, so we should have done that much earlier. As Omohundro wanted to throw, now will tuck it and run. Going to be chased to the College of the Canyon sidelines as Malachi Hanna was chasing him down the sidelines, able to force him out of play after a gain of 1. So ball at the 41-yard line. You need to get to the 37 to keep the chains moving. Call it 3rd and 4.
And this is a time when College of the Canyon's got to look to their defense here, pick them up after the costly mistake. Not costly yet, but you, of course, want to prevent that. Big 3rd down here early in this 4th quarter.
Carr, the feature back right now. Actually, no, it's Ireland once again back in there, the feature back for Palomar. Omohundro will take the direct snap, wanting to throw, looking over the middle, floats it up, caught, fought for, picked up by Palomar, and Micah Johnson going to take it into the end zone. Actually, I think Micah Johnson lost it, and Caleb Armstrong took it into the end zone for a touchdown.
I think they're calling that a catch and a fumble with a recovery there. Let's look at the replay. Did anyone ever have it? Both two battling for it.
It was a catch, a fumble, a recovery, and a touchdown for Caleb Armstrong, just in the right place, able to pick up the football.
So 34 on the recovery, able to take it into the end zone, but hold everything. They're
still talking about it here.
The only
you can't fumble it forward.
Exactly, and what I would say is the defender and the receiver neither had clear possession. They were kind of both had a hand on the ball, tangled up. The play continued. The offensive player makes a step forward. I don't know if you consider that a football move or not. Then the ball comes out and it's on the turf. Right place, right time.
So they will say the play is a touchdown after the discussion.
And I think at our level, Matt, without the benefit of replay, you can't take a look at that. It's a bang-bang play. Both players had a hand on the ball. Again, the offensive miscue coming back to haunt the Cougars. And you hope this isn't the start of something that snowballs and gets out of hand here.
The try for Kindemariam is good. So Palomar on the board, trailing by 10, 13-59 on a goofy play, a floated ball that Omohundro got in there to Micah Johnson. He was battling with the defensive back, trying to fight for the football, and eventually had it popped out. But Caleb Armstrong right in the right place at the right time, a fumble recovery for his first touchdown of the season. As you take another look on the replay here, just a wild play, really.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like we said.
I think Kosrick Anderson caused the fumble.
A nice ball there, a nice play by the defensive
Johnny
back.
Smith had his hands on it.
A little bit of confusion, and then again, hate to use the term lucky, but it's more just fortunate, I guess.
Fortunate. Lucky, fortunate are probably the right words.
That you're there, able to scoop that up and get the score.
Kindemariam will kick this one away. It'll go into the end zone, and the Cougars will bring it out from there as Damari Smith wants to try and bring one back. Slipped a couple of tackles and then brought down at the 20-yard line. Then got drugged by number 54 for Palomar as LaRon Atkins with a little extracurricular, but no foul called, and we'll continue on.
Yeah, very surprising that he chose to take that out. Again, like the confidence there and his ability to make a play and get you farther than you would have. Coach Tyson is definitely.
And you'll see it at the end of the play.
He's got some questions here, and rightfully so. You're going to see 54 just kind of with a man laying on him, drag him over. Don't know the need for that, but here we go. Important for the Cougars here to buckle down and finish this game.
Longest field of the day for College of the Canyons. They start at their 19-yard line. Dixon on a design keep. Has a big hole across the 40 to midfield. Dragging defenders with him to the 35-yard line of Palomar. A huge run for Bryce Dixon and a Cougar first down.
And that is how you respond, Matt. You make a mistake on the play before. It costs your team. You shake it off and you come back and make a big play. Put this Cougar offense on your back. And he's just running head down, wrap it up, get as far as you can, pick me up and let's do it again, boys.
I wasn't sure we were going to see him after the pop he took on that last play, but he comes out, looks no worse for the wear, has a huge run. Cougars all the way up to the Palomar 34-yard line, and now's the time you need score. You need some points. You're up by 10, and now you get yourself right back into the rhythm of things. They'll give this time. Dunn trying to dive through the pile. Not much doing for Donovan Dunn. Give him maybe 3 yards as he gets to the 31-yard line. It'll bring second down and 7.
Again, College of the Canyons now in good field position, can kind of choose the pace that they wish to go at, but definitely want to come away with some points here and re-seize this momentum.
Well, that's the thing we haven't really seen out of College of the Canyons, that ability to milk the clock. Palomar's shown it a lot today, which has kind of been their struggle, getting into the area to score points, just not being able to put points on the board. Cougars have been a little bit more quick strike as they'll keep it with Dixon once again, and this time he's going to gain maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They'll give him the 31 and a late flag on the field, in the backfield, in the defensive backfield. I think this is going to go against Palomar maybe. Dixon got drugged down to the ground pretty hard on the tackle.
I was going to say, I thought the issue was how he came down on the ball carrier after making that tackle. That's the penalty that I could see. The position that came from the back of the field wouldn't lend to that necessarily. But you see him huddled, talking it over at the line of scrimmage. I think they may.
Yeah, they're going to march it. And now another flag. And there's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct flag, I think, here on Palomar for something said to the officials in the pile. And that's going to move things even further forward. So it was a personal foul on Andy Devine, and then there were 4 flags that all came out at once. It's actually 3 flags on the field right now, so now they're going to discuss everything here, Jesse, and it should move the Cougars even closer. They're already down into the red zone. Now they're trying to get even further down into the red zone, depending on what the penalty is.
So I'm trying to gather what happened. I think maybe there was not a penalty on the first play, the one that we pointed out with the quarterback. I think the white hat was coming up to call off that play. The secondary flags came about.
But he was already way out here.
So I'm a little confused here. There was definitely that late personal foul. Like we said, we think something was said to the official.
Well, because the first flag came well late after the play as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other flags came.
So here we'll see if we get an explanation. Or are they just going to line up and go? They're moving them back. So, again, I think –
I don't know. I'm very confused as to what the penalty call is. All I know is there was a personal foul on the defense. So the Cougars will get the ball at their own – or at the Palomar 15-yard line and go to work here. So either way, Cougars inside the red zone. We'll go back to work. 1st and 10 from the 15, maybe the 16-yard line, depending on where the ball was spotted. Dixon in the backfield will throw, looking for the end zone, trying to find Rivera. He's not going to have him as it's just over his head. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for College of the Canyons.
Again, going right back to Rivera, we saw a similar sequence earlier in the game where he was open on that same type of route. And this is certainly the point of the field where you'd like to take that shot. But College of the Canyons here needs to continue, whether it be by virtue of taking advantage of Palomar penalties and mistakes or the big chunk plays that Dixon's been able to provide. Got to get it in here.
Dunn stays in the backfield. Dixon to throw, looking towards the end zone. Has Rivera, but it's over his head, and the touch not quite there. Rivera had a step on his man, just couldn't connect with it.
I want to say that's the 2nd or 3rd time. So again, similar route, similar position in the end zone. Rivera has been open. Cougar quarterback's unable to connect with him.
So it'll bring 3rd and 10. Ball still on the 16.
Definitely in field goal territory, but
Absolutely,
I think if you're
for
Coach
Austin
I,
Johnson.
you want this touchdown. And again, to
regain some breathing room right here.
and to
for College of
stymie
the
anything
Canyons.
that Palomar may think that they've got going on their side.
So we go 3rd and 10. Ball at the 16-yard line. Cougars need to get to the 6 for a first down. Dixon looking back to his left. Needs to throw it. Throws it in the air. It's intercepted as it was knocked out of his hands by big number 90, Barrett Brennan. And it's an interception for Palomar inside the red zone, and they get their 4th takeaway of the ball game.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. You're going to see Dixon here trying to backpedal out of trouble. You know, holds on to it a little bit too long and then gets hit right when he's trying to make that motion. Ball pops up and it's anybody's game from there. So again, you get close but no cigar.
I think it was it Evan Silva that came away or Kavion Hicks that came away with the interception? Either way, it was a defensive lineman. You don't see that very often. But
And again, it's one of those offensive miscues that shoots you in the foot and kind of stunts all progress or advantage that you have at this point of the game.
So now Palomar with 11:57 trailing by 10 can go back to work on offense. They'll give the dive through the middle for Ireland. Doesn't get very far, just a 2-yard gain. Jackson Volk there once again for the tackle. Bring it 2nd down and we'll call it 8 as the ball spotted at the Palomar 26-yard line.
And again, that's the one thing about this Cougar defense. They've heard the call. They continue to come out here and rally.
Low snap. Ireland takes, bounces off the pile, moves it back to the near side of the field. Should have enough for a first down as he gets up to the 35. That's where they'll give him the spot. Nice little run for Omarion Ireland, who's been very, very busy today for Palomar. He has been the feature back pretty much all game long, and you can see the patience on that last run. Comets want to go a little fast here. Trailing by 10. Clock not on their side, but plenty of time left in the ball game as 11:05 to go in the 4th quarter. They'll hand Ireland up the gut once again. Brought down with a couple of arm tackles. Jackson Volk, the first one there. Over to help well was Malachi Hanna. He picks up about 5, gets to the 40-yard line. Bring it 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, I think Jackson Volk, one of those Cougar defenders, it's like, hey, all right, enough's enough. Let's go. Let's put this on our back. And let's get this ball back for our side. Doing a fine job out there.
2nd down and 5. They'll give once again, this time to DeMarcus Carr. He's able to fight his way forward for a 3-yard gain. He's going to be too short of the first down, bring 3rd down and 2, so the Cougar defense needs to pick it up and get themselves off the field.
And another nice job by Volk, just kind of getting up in there and making the ball carrier change his direction. Allowed the other Cougars to get there, bring them down.
Maybe the 6th tackle today for Jackson Volk. He's had his name called quite a bit. We go on 3rd down and 2. Nowhere to go for Omohundro. Wrapped up in the backfield. The play was broken up by the defense very quickly. I think it was Mario Kiaich once again getting his big hands on Omohundro and bringing him down, but I think it was once again Jackson Volk that broke up the play.
I started to say, you see big number 50 down there at the bottom of the pile. You know he was involved in some way or another. And again, a tremendous job for this Cougar defense to come in and rally.
So you give Kiaich and Omohundro a half a sack on that one each as Kidnamariam will punt it away. It's a wobbly punt, spiraling up in the air, taken by Royal at the 25-yard line and no further than that. How many picked up off the turf?
If that was more than a couple centimeters off the turf, I would be very surprised. But again, a nice job. He's done well seeing those through all the way. You know, and that's a kind of taken for granted job there. I mean, he's done a nice job.
And we can't stress enough, the defense, once again, showing its teeth on a drive where you need it from College of the
they
Canyons.
have rallied time and time again. You know, you got the sense of that early in the first quarter, that this unit in particular, no doubt every man on this team wanted to come out and win this ball game, play well, and execute. But I just got a feeling, you know, when I saw him in pregame, I saw him in that first quarter swarming around, that this was going to be a defensive-minded game. So far, that's held true.
So we'll go back with Bryce Dixon once again at the quarterback with 9:20 to go here in the 4th. He'll keep on an option right up the middle, has a blocker, got enough for a first down, but he is hurt. Got hit right in the knee. It was Omari Ali that got him, and Dixon trying to shake it off. Boy, that looked like it stung just a bit, and I think he's going to come off the field because of it.
Yeah, he's a tough kid, but I think anytime you take a hit like that, you want to at least come out and assess, hey, you doing okay? You all right? And Emory Floyd's certainly capable to go back in there and handle things for a while. And that's the benefit of having two talented quarterbacks like that you can turn to at any point in the game.
Cougars in 11 personnel here. They have one man in the backfield in Donovan Dunn. They'll hand to Dunn right up the middle. Has room across midfield. Cuts it to the outside. Still on his feet and brought down from behind inside the Palomar 40-yard line. Another nice run for Donovan Dunn and another Cougar first down.
Donovan Dunn, a little bit of an emergence here for him tonight, getting some carries and relief of Malik Brooks and making the most of them. Nice job there, just kind of wrapping up, making sure no ball comes loose. He had the defender right on his back.
Monty Hunt able to chase him down and save a touchdown as we go 1st and 10 in the Palomar 38-yard line as Floyd stays in there as the quarterback. The Cougars again in 11 personnel with a tight end out there. Dunn is the lone back in the backfield. Floyd will keep, stiff arms the first man, comes to the middle of the field across the 30, dives to the 25, but a holding penalty going to be called on College of the Canyons as just a little excessive. Jared Yoradell going to be called for.
Yep, you saw it right there, same as I did, Matt. And that's unfortunate. It looked like a nice block as it was coming together, but I think just got him from behind as things carried out. And Cougars will have to come back a little bit. Well, they call it a hold.
Yeah, definitely a hold on Yoradell. I think he had a little bit too much of the jersey around the outside and was trying to drive his man towards the sidelines, and it was an easy call for the officials. So it'll back things up. The Cougars will go 1st and 20, but all the way back to their own, or to the Palomar 46-yard line. And actually it'll be 1st and 18 as they need to get to the 28 of Palomar for a first down, as it was 2 yards into the chains where the foul was called, so it's from the spot of the foul. As Floyd will go back to work here on first down. Same personnel, 11 personnel for the Cougars. Floyd will keep, dives, and maybe gets the line of scrimmage, a half a yard gain. So we'll bring 2nd down, and we'll say 18 once again. Cougars trying to milk a little bit of clock here, though. We'll see the changes. Bryce Dixon coming back out there.
And again, I think you just give him a little bit of a break, make sure he's okay, and let him go back out there and run this thing.
Dixon last year against Palomar was 9 for 11 for just 77 yards in that loss. Did throw for a touchdown, so has done the same here today as he goes back to work. 7 minutes left on the game clock. They'll hand. Dunn spins off a tackle that took a big hit. Got brought down, picked up 1.5 yards. Looked like Henry Davis III, one of the bodies there for the hit. Didn't see who had the best lick on Dunn, but Dunn pops back up and we'll go 3rd down and a lot for College of the Canyons, needing 16 for a first down to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, one of those ones where you just
everybody get up, right?
Well, I was going to say the collision immediately when you get to the line of scrimmage, there's somebody there to meet you. That sounds like no fun.
So we'll go here on 3rd down and 16. Dixon takes the snap, looking left, throws, passes caught. Trying to shake off a couple of guys was Cameron Bowen, but he's not even going to get back to the original line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line. And a timeout going to be called. Is Palomar going to stop the clock with 6:07 to go? The Cougars are going to have to punt this one away. And you're going to ask Tony Johnson once again to pin Palomar deep and ask the defense once again to come out and get another stop. Unless the Cougars go with some trickery here, which we have not seen yet this year. It's kind of one of those spots where you think about it with a 10-point lead. But I think at the same time, with how your defense is playing, Jesse, you just pin them deep and go to work.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Why, Cougars have responded time and time again. You know their capabilities. I think at this point, this has been a defensive-minded game. Your defense has carried you. Not to take away anything from the big plays both quarterbacks have produced, but it's been Coach Corbett's unit that has continued to answer the call here tonight. So ask them to do it one more time. Get the ball back in your offense's hands, and let's try and run this thing out and come away with a victory.
I mean, I guess that's kind of you go with your bread and butter, and right now the defense this year, and especially tonight, has been the bread and butter for College of the Canyons. As Tony Johnson will kick it away from his own 46-yard line. Donald will stand back at the 10, waiting on the punt from Johnson, who takes it. Good punt, end over end. Going to be very nicely done once again. Pretty much perfect, just like the last time. Lands it right at the 10-yard line. And that's where Palomar will take over, needing 90 yards to at least get some points on the board with 5:59 to go.
Yeah, rounds of high fives for Johnson as he makes his way to the sideline. You know, people really underestimate what an important tool that is, especially when you got a Palomar team that's, you know, trying to make a comeback, going to be forcing the issue. The farther and farther you can back them up, the better it's going to be for your side.
So Palomar needs 90 yards to get some points on the board. They want 7 here as they trail by 10. As we'll go 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Another long field for Omohundro once again. As Clay has had a interesting day at times as he's going to try and lead the offense here. Throws on to the outside. Pass was caught. A missed tackle from College of the Canyons. Mafu able to force the man out as it was Nate Washington on the reception. And I think you're going to see more of that from Palomar here, forcing Clay Omohundro to try and play a little more up-tempo and throw the football.
Oh, 100% up-tempo, force the issue, take your shots, and try and catch these Cougars on their heels a little bit. You need another score as quick as you can.
This time they'll give to Ireland right up the middle. Not much doing that time as he was met at the line of scrimmage. First man in on contact was Joshua Lopez that time, and they're able to stop him just short, or actually he's going to get the first down as he got to the 20-yard line. So there was 2nd down and 9. I thought they had the first down in the first play, but instead 2nd down and 9, and it'll be a first down, 1st and 10 ball at the 20. Ireland stays in the backfield here for Palomar. 2 receivers out to each side. Omohundro to throw, looking to his right. Pass knocked away. Good job that time on defense by Joseph Marsh. Got a hand on it as it was intended again for Washington, but he couldn't connect.
You know, Palomar doing a good job getting up to the line, getting their play calls in. Eventually, they're going to have to force the issue. And I wouldn't be surprised if something over the middle of the field. They've had success there. You know, you've seen Fullerton last week, found some openings there, and we'll just have to see, you know, what they try and do here on this next sequence.
Sorry, I threw you off a bit because I saw your kids down there trying to start a "Let's Go Cougars" chant. As Omohundro throws near side this time, Washington makes the catch. Immediately brought down to the field by Omohundro with some initial help from Mackay Newton, who made the first tackle. And it'll be 3rd down for Palomar here from their own 25-yard line.
You hear the bells. They continue to get more and more important as we progress here. None more so than this one. Get off the field.
As a flag, and I want to say it's going to be a false start on the offense here. And actually, it's going to be a penalty on College of the Canyons, it looks like, as it marches the ball forward. Illegal substitution on the Cougars is going to be the call. So now Palomar will have another first down, and they reset the chains. So 1st and 10 here for the Comets. They'll go back to work. Hand off right up the middle. Carr that time fights ahead for 5 yards. Gets half the chains. Lopez brings him down. Make it 2nd down here for Palomar as they continue to move the chains, but the clock not on their side right now. Omohundro to throw, rolling to his right, throws to the outskirts. Pass caught by Washington. Just short of a first down, as they'll say it's a yard shy of it. This will go 2nd down or 3rd down and 1 here for Palomar as they go quickly. Omohundro gives Carr right up the gut. met by bodies, but spins his way forward enough for a first down. Aaron Murdoch, first man in on contact. But again, Palomar moving the chains. They just need to go a little faster as they're not even across midfield, and they've wasted at least 3 minutes off the game clock.
I was going to say, interesting play calling because they're content to run the ball and doing it successfully, but not getting those chunk plays that they need at this point in the game.
Omohundro quickly to the outside that time. Pass caught by Nate Washington. That was a well-designed route for a big chunk, 7 yards. Brings up second down, and we'll call it a long 3, maybe 4, as they need to get halfway between the 47 and the 48-yard line. And I think Ted Iacenda going to take a timeout, wants to slow things down a bit here. Defense having some trouble getting substitutions on and off the field.
Yeah, I think, the substitution issue, but also, this is a prime position for Palomar here on 2nd and 4 near midfield to kind of take a shot. So, you take the timeout, you get your personnel correct, and you have that talk that, hey, here it comes, boys. You better be ready for it because Palomar gets on the ball here, gets on the board again here, and you've got a whole new ball game with about 3 minutes to go, and not something the Cougars are going to want to have to deal with here under the lights at Cougar Stadium.
And it's one of those things, too. You look at the game so far, 4 turnovers for College of the Canyons. Palomar has not turned the ball over yet today, so the Cougars hoping that does not come back to bite them as we continue on here. So 17-7, 3:39 to go. Palomar will have the football. They'll come out in a 2-back set here with Ireland and Carr in the backfield. 2 wide receivers out to each side. They'll send one in motion off the far side. In Apana, Omohundro rolling left, throws back to his right. Nothing doing that time as meeting Carr for College of the Canyons was who else but Jackson Volk. Will Mafu comes out of the pile fired up too.
Will Mafu in there as well. And again, a little misdirection, trickery, tried to come back with the screen.
And actually it's Will Mafu the
yeah,
whole way.
I was going to say, Mafu was too excited to have not been in on that play.
So 3rd down and 8 here for Palomar. Gotta have it if you're the Comets. Thrown over the middle. Pass is caught for a big chunk and a touchdown saving tackle, but a huge yardage for Caleb Armstrong, who had the touchdown fumble recovery earlier for Palomar. And the Comets get what they need and move the chains, and now they're in business with 3 minutes to go, going quickly as Omohundro back to the line of scrimmage. Will throw here on 1st down, looking towards the end zone. Had a man, and a great defensive play by COC. Ajani Smith up to bat it away.
Oh, you said it, Matt. That was probably a touchdown-saving breakup there. And Palomar, a couple successful plays was really kind of had the Cougars backed up.
3rd breakup of the year for Smith. A nice play that time, and now Palomar will slow things down with 2:51. Omohundro stays with Carr in the backfield next to him. Will throw here, looking down the field. Now he's going to tuck it and run to the near side. Cougars trying to come up and meet him and give up on a slide at the 25-yard line. They're going to spot him short of the 1st down by about 2 yards, as it'll be at the 28-yard line. So actually it'll be about 4 yards short. Call it 3rd down at about 4. Palomar going quick, 2:29 to go. Omohundro to throw, looking to his right. Had him and nearly intercepted. And once again, Smith got a hand on it and would have had it at the house if he could have got all his hands on it.
Yeah, he was right there. Saw it in his path, just wasn't able to haul it in and finish the play. But it still broke things up, and an all-important 4th down here.
Palomar really no choice but to go. The ball spotted at the 28-yard line of COC. They need 3 for a 1st down. This is the ball game right here pretty much, folks. Palomar, low snap. Omohundro dropped it. He's going to be brought down in the backfield. Getting to him for COC was R.B. Wilson, the 5th. And there's a flag on the play, so we'll wait and see what that is.
Came from the other side of the field. I don't believe it involved the action that we just saw. But it looks like it's going to go in the Comets' favor, and that's unfortunate, especially with a big-time play like that on 4th down. Could have seemingly ended the game.
It's an offside call on COC. So it gives Palomar a first down. They move the chains with 2:18. You thought you ended the ball game with the sack. Instead, it's an offside play, and now Palomar, fresh set of downs. Need to get moving those. The time's certainly not on their side with 2:15 to go. Almohandra in the backfield. Has Ireland with him. Throws towards the end zone. Pass caught. Great leaping catch that time from Nate Washington down to the 12-yard line. Palomar in the red zone. The chains will move as they need to get going here. Trying to punch it in for 6 and make it a one-score game.
Comets knocking on the door. Let's see if College of the Canyons has something for them here.
Quick pass, that time intercepted! Smith, he's going to try and return it back the other way. He's pushed out of bounds, but the Cougars get the takeaway they need. And a couple of flags on the field late after the play, but Smith with a huge interception.
And right when we said it, Matt, we needed it the most, the Cougars respond with a big-time interception. And this, just a nice job stepping in front of that, seizing the ball, trying to get to the sideline, just pushed out there about the 28-yard line. And then you tack the personal foul on top of that. And, you know, that should be enough here for the Cougars with under 2 minutes to play. But, again, can't say enough about this defense responding each and every time they were called upon. Coach Corbett's unit has done a fine job here tonight. And if this score holds the way we think it will, should no doubt receive a ton of credit for this victory.
The defense comes up big. As we said, Johnny Smith, who's had his hands on 3 or 4 balls today, finally comes up with the interception he needed. And the Cougars will go back to work on offense. Virginelli with the run, right up the gut, just pounds it ahead for 5 yards. Palomar quickly takes the timeout, and they have 1 remaining after this. So it'll stop the clock at 1:46. The Cougars, you would think, need maybe a first down as Palomar can stop it one more time.
Yeah, you can't start celebrating yet. I mean, things are obviously going in your favor, but important to finish this game, Matt. Get the first down. You know, inflict your will, as the coaches are fond of saying around here, and run out these last 2 minutes and go home and celebrate with your teammates.
So it was only a matter of time until the Santa Clarita native Johnny Smith got his hands on a football. He had a couple of interceptions that just he couldn't hold on to, and it says Golden Power, but I'm pretty sure that's Golden Valley High School. I think we got something going on.
A lot of Golden Valley guys out there, and it's good to see them making the plays when it matters the most here in this fourth quarter. But still important, like we said, Matt, got to close this out. 2 minutes, under 2 minutes to play.
There's 1:46 to go. Virginelli stays as the feature back for College of the Canyons. He'll get the carry once again right through the middle. Powers ahead. Picks up 4 yards, a yard shy of the first down. Palomar does not stop the clock this time, and he's going to Joe Early's going to try and ask his defense to get a stop here on 3rd and 1. Cougars will likely take as much of the play clock as they can. They can run this down inside of a minute. Virginelli stays as the feature back for COC.
You know, hesitant to use that last timeout. If you can hold it, try and get your hands on the ball one more time. Probably more important for your offense to have some flexibility there. But College of the Canyons has got to get this last yard here, put this game away.
Cougars stay in 11 personnel. Snap to Dunn. He'll keep himself. He tries to get the edge. He's going to just try and take it himself, and he pulls it forward for a first down. That's a heck of a run by Bryce Dixon. Excuse me, I said Dunn. I meant Dixon. That's a heck of a run for a first down, and now the Cougars can sit on the ball for the final 56.
You know, not only a heck of a run when it matters the most, when you're trying to ice this game. You know, and that's the type of thing that your offensive line, that your teammates on the sideline, they see that. They see that you're all in, that you're willing to do anything, put your head down and get those hard yards and put this one away. This has been a tremendous team effort for the Cougars, especially this defense, but let's not discount the play of both quarterbacks. Bryce Dixon bringing it home here in the second half.
As the Cougars will knee on it, victory formation. College of the Canyons will take it 17-7 for their first victory of the season. A good final closeout to the pre-conference season, pre-league season for College of the Canyons. They'll go on the road against Santa Barbara next week, and we'll give you the player of the game. The Chick-fil-A player of the game for College of the Canyons is actually the punter today for COC. Tony Johnson had a heck of a game, instrumental in getting the defense into good positions defensively, pinned the Palomar offense inside the 10 a couple of times today, had a heck of a game, and so he'll get a gift card, able to go to Chick-fil-A, get some food, fill himself up. A good game for him.
A tremendous game for Tony Johnson, and a special thank you to Chick-fil-A. We appreciate your sponsorship and support of College of the Canyons football. But again, Matt, a nice team effort here. Feels good to come away with the win. You work hard all week in the tape room, on the field, everything else that goes into it, and to see those efforts rewarded, tremendous feeling for these young men.
17 first half points for the Cougar offense. They don't score in the second, but the defense picks them up, gives up just an early touchdown in the ball game, holds Palomar late, gets a big interception from Ajani Smith, and the Cougars take it 17-7. We thank you for joining us here on the Cougar Sports Network. We hope you join us later on next week, Wednesday, volleyball back in action, riding a little winning streak right now, the women's volleyball team. We hope you see us for that one, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Homecoming on the 30th of September, Antelope Valley, a regional rival in town. Should be a fun one here on the Cougar Sports Network. Check COCathletics.com or the COC Instagram, YouTube, Twitter pages, all of them. You know the social media accounts. Go find them.
And we'll see you guys back here. Definitely looking forward to homecoming. Festivities will start at 3 p.m. with kickoff at 5. Antelope Valley College, a familiar geographical rival now in our conference this year, so it should be a good time. Come on out. Bring the kids, why don't you?
Have a good night, everybody.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.